You're watching Fine and Dandy. Cheers.
Hi, my name's Cameron, and you need to check out the Fine and Dandy podcast.
You are now watching Fine and Dandy.
Watch the Fine and Dandy podcast. Good shit.
Hey, what's up? We're Soe, and you're watching Fine and Dandy.
Hey everyone, it's your boy Blacasso, and you're tuning in with Fine and Dandy.
You are now watching Fine and Dandy!
Bueno, sí.
And now, presenting yours truly and the finest of the dandies.
I was like, yours truly. I thought I was like, are you going to say, and others? That's what I thought he was going to. Yours truly and the other people that also are, you know.
No, just me.
Just yours truly.
No, okay. Welcome back, everybody.
We're back.
And that's all, folks.
That's all, folks. Thank you guys for joining us for another great episode.
Yeah, all right. So, welcome, guys. Fine and Danny podcast. Hey, today we got a guest on. We haven't had a guest on in a while, but we got lucky enough to get Cole's lover and roommate on today.
Guilty. I'm gonna go ahead and say that's allegedly.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. If we had a button that would just say allegedly, that would be awesome. We should get one of those.
Allegedly button. I feel like that's like they need that in like a courtroom.
So we would say like his lover, and then you would allegedly.
Your Honor.
Well, Nick, can we have a true button too because it's true.
The soundboard is true. Allegedly.
Fact.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
So this
True.
is my
Fact.
this is my common law husband, I guess you could say technically. If you look at it in Texas law, you know. But we've been
as well.
It's like 6 years, I think, though.
I thought it was.
we've been doing it longer than that. So we've been friends for about
We're getting to 5, yeah.
Should we get a ring?
No, I think we're going 1-4.
No,
We lived in the house for 2 years. We just hit 2 years here.
that's 4. Yeah.
So 4.
Okay, so yeah, we'll ring shopping.
Yeah, dude.
Ring
we're
shopping. We don't
Yeah.
need to get it yet.
we're life partners though, that's for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
congrats.
We're at about I think like a little over 15 years or something like that, or at 15 years or something. Yeah.
You don't remember our anniversary?
Yeah, and that's kind of crazy because I don't know. I met Josh in the 5th grade.
Yeah.
But we weren't like really super friends then. But that was like how many years ago? It's fucking.
That was when we were 10 to 11. Well, I turned 11 at the
That
end
would've
of
been
5th grade.
15,
so like
16
10,
years ago.
Like
But
16 years ago, yeah.
We kind of were friends a little bit
I'd
in
say we
junior
probably-
high.
I'd say like junior year of high school is when we became like
Close.
close. Like, but we were always like
Around each other. And
arm's reach type shit. Like we had the same friends. Like
yeah. Well, we had like
kind of
mutual
on
friends,
both
and then we had
sides.
yeah.
because
Well,
Daniel was in band, my brother was in band, so I had like
I hung out with his brother and their friends.
so I hung out with all of like a whole section of my friends was just like band kids that I met through my brother. And then Daniel was like in this weird Venn diagram where he also hung out with like the skater kids who I like happened to live in the same neighborhood as. He hung out with he was just in my fucking like AP classes, so he hung out with some of the AP kids. Who
All the smart kids.
I would hang out with some of them too.
We would go to their like parties and shit. Yeah.
Parties.
Yeah. Hey,
Smart parties.
Dude, Michelle's
Smarties,
Lacey's
dude.
though. Look, first of all, she had a nice house. and
Name
then
drop real quick.
They would. I don't know. Look, they would always like bring in. Shout out Michelle Lacey, dude. For real one. Like real one for this. So she would always invite us all over to the house. It was mostly all like the pre-AP, AP, gifted, whatever they want to call. I think in Shelby, they said in her school they call them like Omegas or some shit. That's a dumbass
hilarious.
name.
I mean, I would say gifted and talented.
Just to add another level between them and normal people.
We're
just
Omega.
call them Omegas.
That's dumb as
because
fuck.
there's not anything sinister about that.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I always thought the gifted and talented program was just something that they did until like it was like I think ninth grade or 10th grade. I saw the teacher's fucking like roster of like on her computer of all the kids like names and shit and what their grades were. And next to my name, it had a little like square. It said GT. I was like, y'all track that shit? Like y'all actually give a fuck about that? I thought this was just like a thing that y'all did in the fucking elementary school.
So, no, about the sake, you beat me to it. No, yeah. So actually, there's it was this guy Y-Files. This is where I learned it from. I don't know all the details. I need to do more research. But so apparently the CIA they started the GT program as a recruiting tool to like see like track like data on kids. Cell? Yeah, see who'd be good like candidates and stuff. So that's crazy you mentioned that. Right?
Hey, it must have
You
failed
might
hard.
be though. You might be, but obviously not all the CIA's.
Yeah, that one fell
shit
through.
really goes well.
That one fell
yeah,
through.
that one fell through heavily. That one fell through heavily, you know? And that happens, though. You know, you can't win them all. CIA is some fighters. You know, they keep coming back for more. You know what I mean? Kind of like the Texans. You know what I mean? Don't always do great, but you know what? They're bringing the game every time, and they're trying.
Yeah, they're doing all right now. But that's a weird analogy. That's
He said, I don't know how you got there, but we're here now.
Hey, cool episode though. We got best buds of years and almost court ordered or whatever it's called. Maybe.
Your beautiful journey is beginning.
Yeah.
We'll guide you through it.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. I say court ordered.
Keegan said, "We have experience. We'll help you guys through this. You know, we know how it works."
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Looking at you now, I can see y'all as a gay couple. You would be the feminine one for sure. Like,
Well, with that lock of hair, I mean, how can you not?
that's cute though.
I feel like we'd be great marriage counselors. I mean, it has to be a duo thing. We're there giving psychotherapy
Like
to
fucking
couples.
but then during our giving people therapy, we get into arguments, and then they're just like, "Oh my god!"
They're like,
and they're
"Hey,
like,
yo."
"You know what? Hey, I don't think we're that bad. These they argue a lot."
Maybe it's not so bad. That's great therapy. You're doing your job.
We're paying for this.
And then when they walk out after the session, we're like, "I'm sorry, guys, we have to end the session. We just can't handle this right now." And then they walk out of the room, and we're like, "Hell yeah, dude, that was great. They really, yeah, we helped them. I think they saw some problems that they projected onto us.
Yeah, it wasn't that
and they left the room thinking, hey, it's not that bad.
That was all a part of the plan.
It was
That's
all
why.
fraud.
Isn't that like half of fucking like therapy is just kind of fraud? It's just like, you feel better, don't you?
It's making yourself feel better. You know, you just needed to have someone to direct it towards.
I think some of those people,
you know,
are good at what they do, and they do help you. But I think most of it's them just asking questions so you get down to the point yourself. But then some of the time,
that's true. But that's one of the uses of it.
Yeah,
you know
and
what I
then
mean?
Like you just need someone to talk to. I think sometimes someone who's
Yeah,
actually
sometimes.
able to understand and guide you in a proper direction. But sometimes I think psychiatrists are really there because they're like, "Oh shit, dude, you got schizophrenia. You're fucked up." Yeah,
that would
like
be a
you
psychiatrist's
need- that's what I
job.
said,
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
Yeah,
you
definitely.
need drugs.
Yeah.
But some psychiatrists are just like, "I don't want to deal with this. You need drugs."
Yeah, definitely.
take
Well,
this.
or I'll make money off prescribing you this drug.
That's also true.
So,
That's,
you know what I
okay.
mean? Like,
That
that's
is
for sure.
fair too.
So it's almost like some of the doctors are in sales more than they're in medicine now.
No,
You
some
know
of
what I
the-
mean?
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
capitalism.
absolutely.
I mean,
not
also,
just now. I mean,
you
there
get
was
paid to do stuff like that too. Like some of those people will get paid in order to they'll be like, "Yo, we need to get this drug out, or we're trying to really promote this and make this a bigger
I mean,
thing."
that's
'cause
the
on the back end.
fucking opioid crisis. Jesus Christ, I can't talk.
Oh yeah.
Pandemic. Yeah.
Or really
Fucking
epidemic, I think is what it
vaccines.
is.
Well, epidemic, yeah.
'Cause it's
but,
countrywide.
well, yeah, but I was saying like in any like medicinal faction, there's like these hospitals you have people that are funding them, companies that have
You have
like,
reps
stock
going in.
portfolios, reps going
You have reps
in.
going. There are pharmaceutical reps that go
Right.
in and they're like, we can both make a lot of money if you do this drug. And like the opiate, which family was it? There's
I
one
forgot which
particular
one.
family.
Keep going.
Man, I cannot remember the name of the family, but if you can find it, but they went in and they were like, they couldn't even get, what was it? I think it was like OxyContin, or it was one of those, but they couldn't, like, it was heroin. And so they really just worded their description of the drug and basically really beat their way around the bush of it's addictive to they boiled it down to it may be addictive.
The Sackler?
The Sackler family, yes. Thank you. Yeah. And they basically beat around the bush because they're like all the, the FDA was like, we can't make this legal. Like, this is heroin. It's just heroin. And they were like, well, technically it's not heroin, technically. And eventually they boiled it down and kind of worked their way around the system a little bit to say it might be addictive. And that's when that started.
Honestly,
that's when that
sounds
whole
like some FDA ass shit though. They're like,
it
FDA's
is,
like,
yeah.
you can't, and then someone's like,
well, what if we give you all this money? And they're
Yeah,
like,
and
okay, so here's what you could do. Say it might be addictive. And then we'll call it even.
I mean, like, can we also point out the fact that, like, I was like maybe 7 years old when I got prescribed Adderall. And I know you were
Dude.
too. I don't know about y'all.
I was not. I mean, I may have been one that was missed. Maybe I should have had it. But
Lucky.
right?
Yeah, dude. How do you think
No,
that
but-
affected you though?
But there is like an over prescription thing. Like there was like a trend of over prescription of not just Adderall, but a lot of different things in that era of us like growing up type shit. But back to his question. Sorry.
Yeah. How do you think that affected you?
I mean, that's a great question because I don't know exactly how it is. There's a lot of longitudinal studies about it, but I haven't particularly looked into it. This is kind of inevitable at this point because I guess my thing is I'm already reliant on the drug. I don't want to say it.
You still take it?
Yeah, only for work though and school. Like anything that requires me sitting down doing paperwork, I take Vyvanse. I need it or I cannot focus.
You think it's made it worse potentially? I think it's hard to say because you were so young. I guess.
I think that I think that there was alternatives that could have been approached that weren't fully approached, and also it kind of gets more complex since the Adderall, because like I was also like the Adderall, or whatever amphetamine I was on would give me a lot of anxiety, right? And to combat the anxiety, what they do, prescribe me more medicine, and in particular Zoloft. So amphetamines. Well, this happened more towards like I was like 13 to like 15.
But that's a tough
So
thing
you had
to
already
give,
been
like,
on it for like 6 years at the time.
No, the amphetamines I had been on since first grade, and it was about probably I think ninth grade is when
Really?
I got prescribed like some sleeping medicine stuff before that, and then finally they prescribed me anxiety medicine. Cause like, oh no, you don't have a sleeping problem, you have an anxiety problem. Like, oh no shit, Sherlock, I'm taking amphetamines. You kind of when you're coming down off that, you don't feel too good. And and then the solution was Zoloft, right? Which that mixed in with puberty too. You got them with
So I'm saying developmental years, taking that, like that has to alter your brain chemistry
absolutely
pretty significantly. Because they say also, like I was just talking to somebody, so 12 to 13 is around the age where it's harder for you to start learning new things. Like 12 to 13, like your brain doesn't stop developing.
at that point.
Yeah, little bit, right? So it's like if you're kind of taking all these drugs or thinking this is how you're supposed to, by the time you're 12 your brain's kind of, hey, this is how it is, this is how you learn, this is how you kind of approach
I have a small example. It's not really like something major, but if people weren't prescribed this stuff at a lot of people I know are prescribed it now.
Also, we're
that
not
they're
doctors,
older.
this isn't medical
Yeah,
advice.
of course,
we don't
right.
have the scientific
fucking doctor.
Just our experience with it.
I'm
and
a fucking doctor.
a love doctor, maybe.
I'm Mr. Love.
Maybe a love doctor.
Also known as Dr. Love.
But one
kidding,
thing
I'm
that
not a
I
doctor.
think I can attribute to it, because I don't know, like I have a teeth grinding problem like nobody's business. And also at a
Taking a
young
lot of
age,
Molly.
I would bite the inside of my lip so much on purpose, just because it was a habit, that I would be bleeding from inside my, you know what I mean? But I did it on purpose. Like it just, until it got so bad that it's like, oh God, I did it again. You know what I mean? Like it was,
Do you wear a night guard?
No, I don't now, because I now have more of I don't bite my lip anymore. I stopped doing that like towards the end of high school, I think.
Do you still grind your teeth?
Yes.
Let me see your teeth.
You wear a mouth guard?
Yeah, you should get a mouth guard. Bro.
Yeah, no, I don't wear I don't have a mouth guard or anything, but
I do grind my teeth a little bit too.
But I mean, I had a big problem doing it, and I think it's because you're on a
Not to turn this
stimulant,
into a
right? Like, I
dental
mean, if you've done any other type of stimulants, or
Yeah, Cole did a lot of
Molly
MDMA
or
as a
something like
child.
that, people grind their teeth. I was, when you're taking it every day, I started grinding my teeth every day, and now even if I don't take it anymore. He still takes it. I don't take it anymore, but I still grind my teeth. That didn't go away. The habit was formed. You know what I'm saying? But that's like a really minute thing that I think would not have happened had I not been prescribed it.
So my thing with like the early prescriptions is that the thing you mentioned earlier is that you don't really know the long-term effects until you get to experience them. But it's tough because it's like some people do need these prescriptions to a degree and do need them at even not at an early onset level, so it's hard to make that differentiation from who does and who doesn't. Like you said, could have been more preventative measures, and had there been, then maybe there wouldn't have been such a trend. But then we also have to take into account, like the thing that we talked about earlier, is how much money there is going into these prescriptions and these pharmaceutical reps coming in. It's like, you can, as a doctor, how do you tell yourself, like, no, I'm not going to try to help this patient or myself?
I mean, working in a restaurant alone, how many different pharmaceutical companies book rooms to do so this is the new drug we're learning about that we're trying to get in, like how many orders? I've heard them talk. Like, how many orders do you guys want in? Is this something that y'all would want and stuff like that? You know what I mean? Talking about how it would help, but also it's like they're not. Some of them aren't just pitching the idea because this is gonna help people. Some of them are like, we should do this because it's gonna help people.
No. You know? Oh yeah, and sorry not to cut you off, but y'all are bringing up really good points about the complexity of this issue, right? And to add on to this facet of complexities we're talking about here. I want to bring up the mechanism of the injury. That's what they call it, right? What was it that made them prescribe me this medicine and other people like me in the first place? It wasn't because I had ADHD or chemical imbalance. It's because of my poor performance in school, right? So basically you had...
That's a lot of people, I think.
So you had all these doctors and people who have even more experience on being a doctor, right, in one room, and they're looking at this data of kids doing poor in school and these chemical imbalances, right? And they're like, all right, so they're not doing good in school. What's the problem, the kid or the system? And they decided it was the kid. So instead of changing the system, it's like, why not make a separate education system for kids? Because I going back to my deepest memories without trying to go on a long tangent here, it's like I remember doing bad in school before taking medicine, not because I was stupid, but because I didn't care what they were doing. It wasn't entertaining. It wasn't fun. It didn't engage. It didn't engage me. Just like how if you have a job now, it didn't engage you, you're gonna be miserable, right?
Right.
It's like I needed a more engaging program.
Right.
So I guess what I'm getting at, it's like I said, they identified the kid as a problem rather than the system. So what do we do? Improve the system or give the kids meth?
I mean,
give them meth.
Just feed the kids drugs. That's
a good way of looking at it, because it's tough, because that also goes into that way of showing how unwilling people are of changing the education system to a degree, because it is this thing that we all have an understanding of as a society that was created to breed factory workers, but we still keep punching down that same fucking system. Like, why have we not changed it if we have the understanding that that's what it's
That's
for?
what I was about to say, is that there's been a lot of research now, after the fact, there's been a lot of research that shows that some of these kids that they were prescribing the stimulants to were, we're just going to leave it. Some of the the kids that they were prescribing the stimulants to, it was exactly what Keegan said, where it's just that they were understimulated. Like, they weren't being challenged enough, not at the risk of my ego being put into that sentence.
Well, everyone's brain works differently. Everyone learns in different ways. Not everyone learns the same exact way. Some people learn in images. Some people learn, are just able to, listen to directions and take them. You know what I mean?
Well, it's like...
Some people don't even have an inner monologue.
They did that. You remember they did that study where people, they did class where you had to stand up, or you were on a, what do you call it? The bouncy balls? Like, you were sitting on one, and everyone in the class performed so much better because they were being stimulated physically and actually being engaged, rather than sitting there and just you have the ability to stare off into space because you're bored out of your mind, versus where you don't have that ability because you're balancing on this ball and you're engaged 24/7 the whole time, or you're standing. You know what I mean? There's and that stuff's from probably 10 years ago. You know.
I think we need to get that on like a shirt. Don't take candy from strangers, but you should take drugs from your doctor.
Damn. Oh yeah, no joke. Oh my gosh.
That was
Kids,
good.
don't take candy from strangers, but this doctor's gonna feed you some candy that.
Like it says, don't take candy from strangers on the front with like a print of like fucking like candy, like the bracelet candy type shit, and then on the back it says, "But do take drugs from your doctors," and it's just like a fucking dude smoking a cigarette on the fucking curb with a doctor fucking coat on.
This is my doctor. Yeah.
You want some meth, kids?
I don't know what that is, but yeah.
What do you do for work? I'm a pharmaceutical rep. I sell pharmaceuticals.
I will say I'm not hating on reps. My dad is a rep, so I'm not really hating on that.
Yeah,
but
fuck you,
but
Dad.
but there's people.
He's the angsty teen who's always like, fuck you, Dad. I don't believe this pays for your schooling. I hate the machine, Dad. I hate
No. But I've got some of this information from him and the way that it works, and it's like you do have those reps that they know what's going on. Like his friend was on Joe Rogan a while ago, and he was talking about being a pharmaceutical rep, which he doesn't do anymore. He moves to something else, and he was talking to Joe about how it was fun when he was doing things like Viagra. Like he was a rep for, I think it was Viagra. Yeah. And it was fun because it was innocent, and it's like nobody's getting hurt by this. Like it's fun for everybody. You're banging.
You do a lot of it.
You know what I mean?
Fuck up your
yeah.
heart.
Well, true. Yes.
Yeah, we know now,
but
at the time it was fun.
But they've always clearly stated you're not supposed to do that, right? And if you're not an idiot, then you don't take more than you're supposed to. But
hey, dude,
it was fun then. But then when it got more serious, it was like this isn't fun anymore, and he didn't really like doing it anymore, and so then he stopped doing it. So I'm not really hating on the reps. Like a good rep will do their job and do it the right way, and
like
not just be like
type of guy.
whatever.
You like to make money.
Yeah,
I don't want to hate on
100%.
reps because my dad's still paying for my school. But look,
I don't go to school.
Yeah, I think he might be a narc. Be careful.
Now what, Daniel?
He's a trust fund kid. His dad just paying for his habits. His meth habits that he has now from all the Adderall
that they gave me.
That's like, if only you would just go to school so I could pay for it.
But
with all this fucking drug money.
And what's even crazier thinking about it, it's like I was like 7, 8 years old, or whatever. And I was as high as shit, but I didn't realize I was high as shit. Yeah. Exactly. You know, it's like to be high. It's just like, oh, I'm taking this med. It's like a Flintstones got a vitamin. You know what I'm saying? Like, but in reality, I'm just high as shit, just like ready to take on the world.
He's the kid that talked a lot in class. Or did it help you focus in? Like,
100%.
Oh, it did great. It clearly did its job.
You did focus.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it
if I take
out of the
Adderall,
park.
I'm like, just fucking.
I was when I took it, and I think Keegan can attest to the same. Silent. Did not talk very much at all.
Damn,
I was literally always focused. I was always like this. I was always thinking. And I was like, when it comes to schoolwork, you're the first one done.
With the modern day Socrates.
Like,
see, because I do now think about like how many people in our school that might have been on drugs type shit while we were right next to them, not knowing that they were being like medicated type like, because it is that normalized that just like that much of America is just being prescribed Adderall and fucking Vyvanse and all of these different like what is it like
amphetamines.
Different amphetamines. It's just like how many people have I been experiencing that are just like high on a daily basis? So you know what I mean?
Quite a bit.
Quite a bit.
But marijuana is still bad, you know. It's funny because when they talk about they're like, we don't know the longitudinal studies of marijuana. We don't have anything. This could be very detrimental. I'm like, bitch, this is child's play. I don't care what this does. I'm already on this fucking train going that way. All right, with amphetamine. So whatever, I'm good. I'm into the club at this point.
I've been riding this train before you were born, kid.
Say hi? Yeah, bitch. You're gonna have to come with something new.
Always high. I don't think we gave a proper introduction to our guest.
Oh no, we didn't.
We didn't.
I would blame.
Better
Cole
late
for
than
that.
never.
Yeah. Cole said he was good. Actually, before you were like, I'm gonna
I
introduce
did.
the
Y'all
guy.
wouldn't shut up. I was trying to do it. I was trying to do
You
it.
had your moment.
Yeah.
I was trying to do it. I said this is my best friend for over 15 years now.
You said your lover, actually.
No,
said
you
were
said
court
that. That
ordered-
wasn't me.
You said court ordered.
Yeah, he said that,
common law
right?
married.
Both of
Either way, it's true. We love each other. We're common law married.
Wait, say that one more time. Hold on. What?
Said lover and court order.
Regardless of the sporadic chatter right now, we are lovers. We are married.
That's what I said.
Common law married.
Common law.
And it's all true. You can't deny it. It's more than an allegation.
Yeah. All right. So you want to introduce your lover, court ordered common law?
Yeah, anyway, so this is Keegan Halsey, banker, tycoon.
Tycoon.
Small-time tycoon.
Hey, they were in a band together.
We were in a band together. Marine infantry participant. I guess, is that what you would call it? What would you call that?
I don't know what to call it, so I'll take anything at this point. Close enough.
Is that you? Did you get a trophy?
I
got PTSD. That was my trophy.
Yeah, I mean, I got some VA benefits, that's for sure, for the stuff I went through. Absolutely.
Oh, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah,
that means
dude.
something fucked up happened, because they don't just give those out like that often. Some shit had
Yeah,
happened. They're
no.
like, damn, you are kind of fucked up. We do need to pay you, actually.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Honestly, I got pretty lucky with it. When they were doing my evaluation, instead of the VA doing it, they outsourced it to a private clinic. So they were like normal people, like normal doctors, good ones. And I was just talking to them, right? Like usually the VA is like dicks, right? But for them, I'm just like, yeah. So I'm on this 23-mile hike, and they're like, oh, you've said enough, honey. And I'm like, all right, very well.
It's funny because when we had Chris Mitchell on, he was saying like how he ran or whatever. He fucked up his foot and like went in and like, oh, is he fucked up? Nah, he didn't say they spit, but they were just like, oh, is it hurt? And like stepped on. And he's like, no, fuck. Like the doctor's like, oh, pussy, huh? Oh, is it hurt? He didn't say it like that, but essentially that's what I picked up. Like the doctor's like, oh, is it hurt? Oh, how bad? And then you're like, nah, it doesn't hurt. And they're like, yeah, that's what I thought, bitch.
I mean, I've made regular visits to the VA, and you were spot on. So
Hell
yeah, there you go.
Like he didn't say those in that exact words. He was a lot nicer about it, but that's what I picked up.
Good doctors.
That's what I picked up. Was basically they try to trick you into thinking you're not that hurt, so then that way you don't file any claims, so they don't have to pay you.
Exactly.
You really gonna be a bitch about it or what?
They're like, all right, but were you exposed to Agent Orange in Vietnam? Okay, see, in comparison, you haven't that bad.
You broke your
okay.
finger? Did you have mustard gas in your face, pussy?
Is that what they do? Do they actually ask y'all to compare yourselves to past veterans of wars? Do they actually ask you to do that?
Well, not directly, but in anything
Well, this gets you in any trouble, because I don't want you to.
No, I'll let you know if something gets me in trouble.
No, dude, he's gonna go to jail.
Yeah, no. Well, I could for some of the stuff, but for this, no. But and like all the stuff you sign though, it does ask you, have you been exposed to like Agent Orange and a bunch of random shit from like past wars. It's like, dude, I was born in '96. Like, I'm sorry I was born later. I couldn't be in the trenches of World War I. I would have clearly if y'all would have sent me, but y'all dumped the cards you gave me.
Clearly my mom needs to be arrested because I don't know how that's possible, ma'am.
So I'm not a big war person, but every time I watch like movies, I'm like, God damn, bro, they really like have people like, I'm ready to fight for my country, and there's like 16-year-olds just out there in the trenches, just like, oh no, this is not what I wanted to do. Fuck,
dude.
Just sleepless nights in the trench, just cold as shit, just fucking muddied up, no fresh water, just
For your country.
for not even freedom, actually.
In World War I, the British were distilling their own urine to drink it because they had no water. And you were also more afraid of rats than you were of dying from bullets because
Only
the
the
rats
strong
would literally
survive.
start chewing on your feet because your feet were frostbitten and you couldn't feel it. And there was dead bodies everywhere, which attracted rats. And the rats would start eating the living people while you were asleep.
Yikes.
Yeah. And then you're drinking your own urine. So that's fun.
Well, I didn't have it that bad.
But it's distilled.
You think though, like they tell you that in war now, like they go out there to war, like, hey, bro, you got it pretty good now. You get snacks. You get snacks. You might die. You might die tomorrow, but hey, it's not too
MREs?
right. You got some food. It's better than what they used to have. All right, cheer up. Now get out there, champ. You're like,
Yeah, I mean, I would say they use that interchangeably, right? So like, so first of all, we're talking about the trenches of World War One, right? Didn't go through anything nearly as bad as that. I didn't go on any crazy active combat deployments like you saw like in the 2000s, early 2000s, like Afghanistan, Iraq, all that. But you know, I went to a few countries and a few things. You know, didn't have that bad. But
yeah, I think you're lucky too. You got out just in time because we're in active war now. So
well, more. So actually, you know, I'll address that point right now. But so I joined at a really weird time, right? So so my entry date was May 11th, 2015. So the war, like the Middle East war, was ending, right?
that ended like 2011, right?
So yes, but there's still people there. And
There's still troops out there.
I mean, some people will say, "Oh, the war ended in 2008." It's like when you talk to different combat vets, like they're big dicking each other and shit. But no, the real war ended this time after this battle I was in. You know what I'm saying?
Whenever it was their time is when it. No, I was there. It ended after me. Like, all right.
Yeah, and oh god.
No, I was I ended the war. It was me.
Yeah, and so so like when I got in, right, like my first 2 years was geared towards like counterinsurgency, like we know, you know.
They
like,
were really just afraid of you. That's
pretty much. They're like the training was, hey, lift weights. If we get swole enough, they'll be afraid of us because we got Andrew Tate on the rise. We got fucking David Goggins. If y'all get swole too, nobody want to go to war with us.
Hey, if you just wake up and you push yourself every day, What if they were recruiting and they really need someone like David Goggins? We need you. And he's like, fuck, no, I don't.
Like a Rambo thing, like we need you back.
Yeah. I'm retired.
Wakes up fucking 4 in the morning.
Bro, the fucking Expendables is just fucking Jocko, David Goggins, and fucking Tim Kennedy.
Dude, listening to Jocko's podcast scares me. I'm like, this guy's gonna beat my ass and spank me through the microphone. Like he's always just pumped up on something, you know, just got something to say. Just fucking, you know, like
he's like that for sure.
That's hilarious.
Wait. So back on your point though.
Yeah.
Which point was it? Sorry.
You were talking about your entry date. You joined at a weird time.
Yeah, you stopped the war.
Don't do that to him.
Yeah,
no. You joined at a weird time.
So actually, Daniel put it best. So when I joined in May 11th, 2015, ISIS, Al Qaeda, they all saw my contract and they're like, "Oh shit,
They waved the white
we
flag.
gotta stop." This guy has a 03XX, which is a infantry open contract.
I'm just saying he finished his contract and then Hamas came. All I'm saying is, was it him? Who knows? We don't
kept
have
the peace.
his-
He
He
kept the
kept the
peace.
peace while he was there. That's all I'm saying.
The CIA is gonna find me like in Rambo and recruit me. They're like, "We need you back."
We need you to stop the war.
Right.
He's the symbol of peace.
Are you Jack Reacher?
All right, yeah. So
Jesus Christ, it's
so
Jason
it was a
Bourne.
weird time. You were over there.
Oh yeah.
2015. When was your exit?
May 10, 2019.
2019. So you were
four,
you did your 4
4 year
years.
contract. My 4 to the core, as I
Nice.
call it.
Classic.
Yeah.
Core, baby.
Yeah. The first 2 years was aimed towards counterinsurgency, as we know it, like in Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare, all that stuff. Like I learned that, but in the last half, that's like around the time Donald Trump and Kim Jong-un were talking shit on Twitter to each other. If y'all remember that.
And everyone's like, "Oh, shit's
Yeah,
rising."
so
but
no-
it's just Donald Trump.
No, but so actually they literally like changed our doctrine for my battalion to be engaged towards conventional forces, specifically North Korea. So we were learning a lot of shit about them and like their capabilities, what they have. And then
We were learning about North Korea. We should have been learning about China. I'm kidding. Okay,
I mean,
jokes,
North
jokes.
Korea is a stepping stone though, for sure. For
Wait, what was-
North Korea would be a
Korea was-
stepping stone
was
to
a
their
stepping
invasion.
stone.
Yeah, stop Asian
Like,
hate, Dan.
I mean, yeah, because like North Korea is more of a neutral country, and also we don't trade with them. So if they do blow off the face of the earth, it's not financially impactful to us. So therefore, their country we would invade. You know what I'm saying?
Keegan,
Answer for that.
there's something you would like to ask Keegan. There's just like a question
Or,
on your
or
mind.
maybe not a quick.
As a roommate, as a lover, as a friend.
Recently within the past past year or so, I feel pretty much comfortable asking him anything. So honestly, there's not anything I want to ask him because recently, if I have something to ask,
For the people.
But how what? Okay,
wondered.
okay. There was
Or something
so,
for the
so
people-
There was
people
the
you want
only
the people to
period
know.
in our lives for a long time that we've had apart was when he first joined the Marine Corps. Right, so there was a time where before that we were hanging out pretty much every day. So, and a lot of people, as I understand it, because I've had them tell me this, that this isn't a normal experience for most people. So, you know, when we met and we became friends, like, we didn't go a long time without hanging out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we went to school together, right? We lived pretty damn close to each other. So it was pretty easy to hang out.
Yeah.
And we were into the same things. So we hung out. So then all of a sudden he goes into the Marine Corps, and there was this large space where we didn't hang out. And then he moved home, and it was pretty much like, I mean, almost, you know, obviously there's differences, but largely it was no difference. I mean, like, it was like you were gone. Like, we literally fast forwarded the VHS and then just pressed play. You know what I mean? And I guess I would say, like, there was definitely some differences without getting too deep or anything into it. There's definitely some personality differences that I came out of in that time period and that you came out of time period. You know, just some changes in the personality. What's your opinion on it? Because I know the way I've seen it, and I've voiced it to you, but I've never asked you the other way around. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Because I feel like I've asked you about it pretty frequently. Not frequently, but like enough times. But I don't think it's ever gone the other way around.
Well, first I have to say that's a great question. Also, I didn't say it earlier, I'm saying it now. Anything I say about the Marine Corps, every military experience you're going to get very different. Contract you sign. So everything I say about the military, honestly, in general, in this podcast, it's I'm not saying it's fact or a full conclusion or foolproof truth. I'm just giving out the data and how I perceived it in my experience. Take it for a grain of salt or take it however you want. But anyhow, yeah, great question. To answer it, so the first 2 years were definitely dark. Like, there wasn't a lot of communication at all. And well, that's because, one, I was fucking trying to fucking survive, right? As you already know. Like, I'm not saying you didn't know any of this. I'm just kind of giving you my
Well, we didn't know any of this, so.
Oh yeah,
news to everyone listening and to us.
Look at me being selfish. But yeah, so like the first 2 years, I was just so busy surviving, trying to figure out this game. That really, it is similar to prison actually. I've talked to a lot of ex-convicts, and it's funny. They're the people I relate to the most, and the fact that every ex-convict I've talked to, like, the first thing I mentioned, I'm like, oh yeah, like, they'll be like, hey, I'm an ex-convict, you know, I'm a felon, all this stuff. The kind of shame behind it, and I was like, oh, I was in the Marines. They're like, oh, so you know. They're the ones that say it, not me. And I've had a handful of his experiences, right? And the thing is, I talked to him too, and a lot of our experiences are very, very similar. And actually, joining the Marine Corps, that used to be an alternative to prison sentence back in the day, by the way, which kind of conveys the experience to you and hasn't changed too much. But yeah, anyways, to kind of get back onto your question, yeah, first few years I was just trying to learn the game, you know, survive, and finally around closer to the 3-year mark, you know, I kind of was like gaining my groove, and at that point I was looking at getting out, and that's when I started texting you more and calling you more, like we did, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's really the simple answer to your question of what happened, of, like, you know, between now and then. I guess to expand onto the podcast, right? Go ahead. Oh yeah, go ahead.
So to sharpen my question a little bit and maybe draw a more directed a little bit more. In your opinion, without not getting in too deep to anything you don't want to get into, but how do you think, and what were the things that you think, maybe some occasions you had, again, not too serious if you don't want to, that you feel changed your person? You know what I'm saying? Like because I've like I was saying, I've witnessed it from the outside, and I've been like, wow, you know, I noticed these different things, as everyone has as they get older in general, right? Because we all have the different experience and offshoots that change our personalities or whatever. But what, in your opinion, what are some things that you think about?
Experiences, anyways, because we know a lot of people that were in the military as well. So it's just like I know they could probably relate and things that they've gone through too. It's all similar.
Got you. Okay, yeah, no. So that was my fault because I wasn't. Yeah.
I was gonna say that's not your fault because that was the thing he was asking, but that wasn't what he was trying to ask.
Because now getting into it, I'm glad you asked that because you're getting more into post getting out, which is a whole new experience, like just as much as getting in the Marine Corps and being in it is.
Yeah, like readjusting.
Yeah.
Readjusting and all that stuff
no,
once you get out.
Yeah, it's very different. So I guess, well, really, I the only way to answer your question is to start from the very.
Before you start from the
Yeah.
beginning, a preliminary question I would ask
go ahead.
is, did you notice any of the changes, or was it something you noticed once you got back?
Or was it people telling you and stuff? Like, were you not as aware of it, or was it just like people like, yo, you're fucking being weird?
No, it was a mixture of both. I didn't notice them, and it was people telling me for sure. Because like when you're in, you get like I said, starting at the beginning, immediately the whole point of boot camp is to assimilate. And
They
boot
break
camp-
you down.
Yeah, they really they strip you like. Before I get into a long story, I'm gonna give you a synopsis. It's like they really do strip you of your individuality, because and I'm not being a hippie about it, because I understand. Because if you're gonna be in a tactical unit, right, that's like just one hive mind that's supposed to just fuck shit up, right? You have to strip that individuality. And boot camp did a really great job at that. Because like when you get to boot camp, it's like reality as you know it is no longer reality. And honestly, boot camp was really easy. Not really easy, but it wasn't like physically challenging like you think. It's like, yeah, you get fucked up. It was physically challenging, but more so it was the mind games that they played. That's what fuck with you. Like when you get there, everything like everything has a different name. You can't talk in first person. You're talking in third person the whole entire time. If you don't talk in third person, you get in trouble. It's this recruit, that recruit, those recruit. Not, oh, I did this, I did that, it was them. You know what I'm saying? It's this, that, you know what I'm saying? It's a very objective, right? And they also made you do random shit that you wouldn't, like, we had to specifically clean the holy shit, the sinks in the bathroom with sunscreen. And if we didn't clean it with sunscreen, we get fucked up. Which obviously you forget to clean the sinks with sunscreen, because who the fuck does that, right?
Right.
Yeah. So it was just a bunch of random shit you had to keep track of, and I guess to kind of
The mental game.
Yeah, exactly. And like I could go really in depth with that if you have questions for it later, but that's a whole long story within itself. 1 second.
I mean, so so one of the things that, like, not to just continue to add questions to this barrage of questions, but like
Yeah, there's a lot.
something
I've already lost track of the original question, I'm sure, but
something that,
I would say
It's a good tangent.
something that I'm curious about is like how one goes about making those adjustments, because obviously the answer is like just doing it, just sucking it up and just complying since you're already there and da 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 da. But like at the end of the day, it's like you still have to be the adjuster of the thing, the personal like decisions, the day to day, the when I go to sleep, the when I eat, well, they're making those decisions for you, but you still have to, like, I'm hungry now, I'm sleepy now, like da 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 da. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's actually a great question. That's helping conversation on track. So with the
CBD, ladies and gentlemen.
Alright, hit me quick. Sorry, can you
re-ask that question
one more time? Sorry.
How do you go about making the adjustment of the schedule that they expect of you as a new recruit?
Okay, there you go. Thank you. So the funny answer to your question is you don't have a fucking choice.
Yeah.
Because from the beginning, so like really like before I got in, I like one of the main reasons why I joined was I knew that I'd fuck up school, like I wasn't ready for that, and I didn't know stuff. So I was like, fuck it, I'll do the Marine Corps. If I love it, I'll do it for 20. If not, I got my college benefits, all that shit, right? But when you get in, from day one, I knew I signed up for. Like, not in the fact that I didn't want to do it, but in the fact they kind of lied to me type thing.
Right.
Yeah. So it's like, but here's my option I was faced with. Assimilate, become a man, total ego, right? I'm just giving my honest thoughts at this time being. It was assimilate, become a man, become a Marine, all that shit. Do your 4 years, learn all this cool shit, or put your tail between your legs and come back like a bitch, right? So my ego got in the way, and I was just like immediately. I bought in for the fact of survival. You know what I mean? So it wasn't really a decision. It was a decision. Very, very black and white decision.
I mean, you don't really have a choice. You do, but you
Exactly.
really don't. Because if you don't,
The choice is like you're backed into a corner basically. You do always have a choice, but like the point of it is that they paint it so bad that it seems like the choice is clear. They make it see that you're gonna get a dishonorable discharge. This will carry with you forever. This will never be something that you can get over. This is a decision that'll be something for the rest of your life. You don't want 40 years down the line for you to regret the decision that you're making right now. Whenever you're a kid, it's like, as an 18-year-old, when you're hearing fucking grown-ass men telling you that, you want to
believe them.
You want to think like, well, you seem like you know what you're talking about. Like, you seem like you have my best interest in mind. They don't.
No,
but
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to cut you off, but it's more like you're bullseyeing this right now.
Yeah.
It's like you really get trapped into it. It's because my thing was, I get like to even elaborate further on it. It's like I knew I was capable of doing their bullshit, playing their game. That was a fucking stupid game. I knew I could have, like, quit, got the dishonorable discharge and shit, all that stuff. Well, actually, no, I couldn't because I don't want my career to be fucked, right? Like I said, trapped. I was like, all right, what do you got next, bitch? Been this for 4 years? Cool. Like,
it's
dude,
crazy because
it's tough, though.
there are stalemates because it's like dishonorable discharge is bad on your resume in this country because you could move to a different country and you could live in a different country and that wouldn't mean shit.
Exactly.
How would you say it benefited you?
Wait, real quick before I answer that question, I want to say before people want to fact check this and all this bullshit. Yes, like technically when you get out of boot camp early because you're suicidal, whatever your bullshit is, it's called an other than honorable discharge. It's not a dishonorable discharge, but an employer still doesn't like it, so it's basically the same thing. If you don't have an honorable discharge when out of the military, nobody wants you. So, yes. I just wanted to address that before people were like, go crazy.
I feel like there's a conversation there in itself that we can get into in a little bit about like the employer aftermath, like trying to get a job after being in the military. You know what I mean? Like there's this painted picture of like you'll be taken care of, you'll get colleges paid for, da 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 da. But then like there's this reality of how many homeless people are veterans and how many people that were forgotten about that needed help type shit.
Oh, 100%.
You know.
Also, what was it? So actually going back to is like acclimating when you were getting out. Do you find it like did you find it like a little bit of like a shock in a way, like readjusting?
Every day.
It just like kind of was just like you're like whatever.
Every day, really, honestly.
You find yourself using the word civilian a lot more?
In my head.
Civilian.
Yeah, in my head and to my military friends, yeah. As a joke, we don't seriously.
No, I know a lot of people who seriously mean that shit.
Oh, I know there are. No,
my
I'm
current
sorry.
boss and my former boss both are military people that both seriously mean it. So
okay, see, and that's not, dude. Like, oh my god, and like a big point why I really don't talk about being military people in normal conversations. It's because I feel like I'm like the guy like, hey, played varsity in high school. It's like it's just like, cool, dude. No, like good fucking job, like right. But what are you doing now?
So
like,
when you get the thank you for your service, you don't like it?
No, I definitely I appreciate it. It's more I just don't know what to say. Like I want to say I want to say thank you for your taxpayer money because I wasted a lot of it. But I did that one time and they thought I was an asshole, so I haven't done it again. So I just say hey, thank you so much now. But like I just don't know what to say. Really.
Wait, so they thought you were the asshole because they're like, thank you for your service, like thank you for your taxpayer. Oh, you're an asshole now. Like, fuck you. Did thank you for my service or not?
I did.
Okay.
Did I not? Man. Did I not serve my country or no? I thought that you were thanking me a second ago.
This actually goes back to the question you asked me about the transition out, like being that candid with people. Like how candid I could be with other people in the military.
Yeah, you get used to that.
No, yeah, you do. And when you do it to people in what we call in America, most people viewing this probably as the real world. This is not the real world.
The civilians, dude.
It's like they're like, rash. You're so, like, wow, that's being too straightforward.
How could you say that?
No, being too straightforward is a problem here.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm gonna start another tangent right now. I'm sorry.
You know, it's like a country thing
but
too.
I think it's a yes. I think
This
it's
is-
exactly. I'm literally. You're already on the bullseye. And I'm about to start another tangent, but I think it's an important one. You know, it's like out of all the countries I've been to a handful. And Thailand,
Yapping?
Korea. No, I've been to Yemen.
Yeah, talk a little bit loud, just a little.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, so I've been to Thailand, Philippines, Korea,
Yemen.
Japan. Or not? I've not been to Yemen. God damn it, Josh.
You wish it.
Yeah, but
you haven't been to Yemen. So
no,
you have or haven't
stolen
been to
valor. Yeah, I was actually in Germany with the Russians, and I helped them fucking liberate
Yemen.
know. Yeah, I helped them eliminate Yemen and Germany.
Eliminate Yemen?
I thought you were liberating them, or were you eliminating them?
Bro,
eliminating.
I stopped World War II, and I also helped that fucking
Target acquired.
Yeah, that fucking dude who made the nuke. I helped him fucking make the nuke too. I ended World War II.
I've been fucking.
And I have a Medal of
hammer.
Honor too. I was in Special Forces. I was a Navy SEAL. Yeah, I was a lot of stuff.
He puts the op in
My
Oppenheimer.
name's Keegan Halsey. I'm not stealing valor right now.
All right, so you've been to other countries. You were talking about like directness. You've been
Oh,
to other
yeah, sorry, my
countries.
bad.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but anyway, so I've been to all these countries, right? And
He's
and,
cultured, fuckers.
and it's funny. People ask me, "Oh, where's the craziest place you've been to? Where's the weirdest place you've been to?" And I always say America.
Your mom.
No, yeah, your mom, but America. But I mean,
Your mom, but America.
yeah, but like I'm being serious though, 'cause it's like this place is this is the anomaly of the world. We don't realize it. Like most countries don't have financing. Like
Oh no, it's a
even
it's a
for
joke.
the
But
even
you
for
gotta
the
take
inve-
advantage of it, people.
That's what I'm saying. Even for the investors who are funding this area, even for the, you know what I'm saying? Like this is an anomaly. Like we live in palaces compared to these people. It's like some of them eat dogs on the side of the fucking road. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't know about stocks. They don't know about fucking Twitter and TikTok. What the fuck's new now?
Honestly,
It's
people
like-
hate
it's like
on
we're
credit.
We're the weirdest place. That's all I'm saying.
People are like, you owe debt and credit. I'm like, yeah, but if I were to die today, I don't really owe that money.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm
That's
saying.
correct.
Well, depending on how high, if it's enough money, it will go on to your.
But
Yeah,
if you
no,
don't
yeah,
have
exactly.
family,
Well, yeah, they'll put a
But-
judgment.
but
on
if
your
you don't
property
have
and that stuff.
family,
You'll find the nearest family member. Hey,
but if you don't have any family,
that's fair. You might as well run it up, baby.
If we were by that though, like if you were to look at it, it'd be like, what is it, like Hunger Games? You know, they have those layers as you get to the
It's the onion
You
games.
know what I mean? It's like the Hunger Games, the onion.
Yeah, 'cause there's layers.
There is.
Everything's an onion, bro.
Everything's
all
an onion, bro.
It's all onions. Anyways,
Anyway,
you're saying as it gets in as the onion
As
gets
the
close
onion gets to the inner layer
of the
it
onion
does-
of the onion. Onion.
as the origami unfolds.
All right, so
Sorry, my
we were
bad,
talking
man.
about so we're the anomaly. People will eat dogs in other countries. We finance. We're not as direct. I think that's where we started. Was
Yeah,
people are-
like I'm saying this. Like I fucking hate saying it 'cause it's just so like Rome is such a cheesy topic at this point, right? Like to the media. but I
boyfriend
don't-
who
I don't-
talks about Rome looking
Yeah,
at us.
yeah. It's like all boys love Rome. What's the woman's Rome? You know what I'm saying? But whatever. It's like we literally are modern day Rome, and the fact that we're so unattached from reality. We're in such a bubble. Just like Deer Park and our hometowns have these bubbles around them. America is a small town of the world, has a bubble around it.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
we're
It's
so
like- it's like
detached
we
from the
don't-
reality of what's
no,
going on.
Like this is not reality, and that's why like I just have like one of the most difficult things for me.
Well, it is reality to us, which is weird. Yeah.
Yeah, but to me, well, it is my reality too, and the fact that I'm here experiencing it, and I have to like be. But it's not like I can't take it seriously in the fact that like even at my job, right? Like if I like put a number wrong, I could lose the company like a couple $100,000, right? Like yeah, that would suck, and I don't want to do that, right? And I would lose my job. But I'm not gonna die, and nobody else died. There's no
Right.
bulls being shot. Nobody's starving. It's like this is a fake number on a screen. This is a video game with more serious consequences.
Not to bring it
You-
up,
you
but
know what I
like,
mean?
not to bring it up, but like that mentality is the same mentality I was having earlier in the conversation that we were arguing about. It's just that
Yeah.
it's like No, is
How serious is it? Like,
how
is
how
it
much,
really?
how much
What are the
impact?
what,
how
are
much
what are the consequences?
how much
really?
impact can this possibly have?
What's
Yeah.
the real damage here?
Correct.
Yeah,
That's that mentality.
that's-
It's like, what are we really doing to cause this problem? Like, is this like, in the grand scheme of everything that is existing on the planet and in the universe, is this problem something that we?
Why
can
do people
really
care about a credit score? Like, people are on the internet arguing, like, if they don't have this certain credit score, I can't date you. It's like,
Dude.
where we come?
Oh my
How
God.
He's
the
not
mighty
6 foot.
Don't start.
credit scores?
I don't know. I don't know.
I was like,
not
no.
credit scores, but the idea of finance being an important part of your future relationship. I mean, that's a normal thing that people look at.
I
when they
mean,
look
there's
at a
poor
significant
people and there's
other,
rich
you know?
people all across time.
No, I know.
It's not like back then they were like, hey, dude,
people
honestly, you can't afford the luxury soup.
But a lot of people.
Nope,
say
I'm sorry. There were
that-
crediting agencies. There were.
I think the difference-
There were credit agencies in the Stone Age.
But I
This
think
is
the
Scientology proof.
But I think the difference is that, like, whereas it used to be a goal to find somebody that had financial freedom or financial stability to a degree, now it's an expectation.
Well, no, look, so
Well, it was always an expectation. Okay, you gotta look.
I mean,
like,
look at
what do
Aladdin.
people
There's
do? Like,
poor
royal
people and there's rich people.
marry to other royal people.
It's a cartoon.
You're not marrying.
but it's based on it's based on true, like, situations, like, not the storyline, but, like,
The genie's based on true situations. The fuck are you talking about? Robin Williams is a
No.
person. I get that, but, like, come on.
no, but there's always been, like, fucking, like, back when, there's prince or princesses, there still are to this day in some, like, monarchs,
Yeah, because
the thing is, there's
tend to
rich,
marry along their
there's
stratus line, you know, or
luxury,
along
and then there's, like, the poor people, and it's like people will always look to be like, I wish that was what I.
up or at least equal. But you
Yeah,
know what I
no
mean? Like,
one's like, I want to marry someone with less money than me. Some
people are.
And I always
Some
say that
people don't give a
because
fuck about
unless you
that.
have a genie who makes you look like you have more money. And
Some
then
people don't give a fuck about that shit.
Well,
Some
and then
people
your
don't-
personality shines through after
Some
that.
people don't give a fuck about that shit.
Yeah, some people don't.
was that Aladdin?
Yes. Kinda. You need to see Aladdin.
Have you not seen Aladdin?
I have seen Aladdin.
He's racist.
was-
He hasn't seen Aladdin.
That's the one with Will Smith as a genie, or are we talking about?
No, not the
That
musical.
actually was one of the few good live actions.
I'm not
I
gonna
haven't seen
lie,
it.
that
Was it
shit was
good? I
bad.
haven't seen it.
What?
I didn't like it.
I thought it was good.
I stopped watching as soon as they started.
I didn't
doing
like
the
how much of a
live-action Disney
musical
movies.
it was.
I pretty much gave up on it.
They lost me with the musical.
Aladdin's a musical.
It's a cartoon though, and it was made in the 90s.
Have you
That's
watched
a fact,
any
I guess.
Pixar movie? They're all
That's a fact, I guess.
they're all musicals.
Not all of them. No, most of them not like musicals. Like
Oh yeah, I mean Disney movies, yeah, for sure.
some of them.
The
but
newest ones, animations, musicals.
not like musicals where like the characters are singing the lyrics and dancing to the fucking song. No,
Yeah, they
it's
are.
like musical. Like yes, they have like iconic musical like.
No,
what's
they are,
what's the word? Whenever it's like the score. Well, the score is fire.
No, they are like Aladdin was a musical. Name one that wasn't a musical.
Your mom's.
That's not.
No, I don't know.
Exactly.
I have a question.
Up.
All right.
Do you think they could do a live action Fantasia?
No. Please stop. Don't
Dude,
ever say that.
imagine seeing a live action Mickey Mouse.
I mean,
just a
look,
dude with fucking fat ass ears.
If you think about it, they already did like Beauty and the Beast live action. And that's kind of like a beginning portion of that because his house was
I
kind
feel
of
like-
alive and there's like brooms and teapots
I will
and
say that's
shit.
probably one of the more easy ones to do of the like.
But Fantasia is just a bunch of like
The-
inanimate objects being, like
But it's also like you gotta make a Mickey Mouse live action. How the fuck you gonna do
with
that?
Fantasia?
Yeah, ain't Mickey Mouse with the fucking wizard hat in Fantasia?
Oh, yeah.
I'm wrong.
I'm on his level.
But I think Mickey Mouse got. So this is what I was saying is like in fucking like Snow White would be an easy one for live action because you can make dwarves in live action. They already did it in like Lord of the Rings and
I
shit
mean, they
like
exist
that.
in real life.
That's fucked up.
How's that fucked up? The
The-
official scientific name is dwarfism.
But it's little people, Danielle. That's ridiculous. How you don't know that? That's ridiculous.
I think it would be a lot cooler if we just actually, separated it. Not like separated us as people, but
You don't respect the LPs. It's okay.
we have dwarves, and then we really can be like, we have dwarves, and then we have, whatever, and then we mutate along the way. Eventually, we'll have elves, maybe.
So it's just gonna be fucking. The Lord of the Rings is like a fucking prequel to.
So this is off topic, but
Or
I
I'm
was
sorry,
asking
it's-
him. I was like, "Do you think we'll have superheroes in the future?"
He did ask me that earlier, and
That
I
was the-
didn't know
the
how to.
origin of the question.
No.
I said that. I said off topic. What do you?
I mean, so
He said
I
this is
don't-
off topic. You said that was the origin of what I was talking
I
about.
don't.
No.
Look, dude, I think I have a good answer for this. All right, I don't think we'll see superheroes, right? But we'll see meta
Ninja
humans,
Turtles.
like meta heroes. I think that's what they call it, right? It's like a Batman. He's not a superhero. He's just can just fuck shit up. He's
Nah,
normal
but
dude,
you don't
know
think
what
we'll
I'm
mutate human genes at some point where someone's like, they fucked me up in a lab, and then they're like, and like come out and you're like, oh shit, that guy's fucked up.
In the same way
We
that I
might
think,
already have that.
in the same way that I think mermaids can also already be real, just not in the way that we think about it, like and imagine it and draw it type shit. Like it's could just be. It doesn't have to be like a humanoid figure. It can just be an intelligent life form that has a civilization under the sea type shit. That can all that. It doesn't have to be. You're a dickhead.
Under the sea. That is full circle.
Is it?
We're back to Disney movies.
Yeah, oh, I
Under the sea, bro.
Okay, fair.
No, that
I
was
got-
that
Little
is Disney movie,
Mermaid.
but it
No,
was
but I
Little
caught what you
Mermaid,
were saying.
bro.
I caught what he was saying. Same shit.
You did it at first, but I
I knew
mean,
what it
at
was.
first you did better. Fuck you. Anyways, my point is that like it could just be.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about the point. Sorry.
My point is that instead,
The
like,
point is,
the
how
way
did you readjust original?
shut the fuck up.
Alien?
The point is that like we could have superheroes, but not in the way that you think about it, and not in like the Batman way either. More so in the
Or
way
so
that
like the dad
Yeah,
who
I think
picks
it's
up his
cyberpunk.
daughter from school every
Cyberpunk, bro.
every day. The guy,
Cyberpunk, it would be what happened.
the father that stepped up. That's the real
I'm with
superhero.
him. I'm thinking.
I'm sorry, you were just sitting there. You're like, not the Batman either, not the mutated freak.
Daddy wasn't there to change my underwear, to take me to
I was
the
gonna
fair.
say this, like it won't even be like a superhero. It'll be like what you're talking about, like where there's like a scientific fuck up and somebody's just like a lizard person. Really?
Where I'm at is like, why is the fucking every time there's a mutant fuck up, they're genius somehow. They're like, I'm a scientist. Like, why is it not just?
That is never how it happens.
You know,
They're
honestly,
metaphysicists all of a sudden.
if we're gonna be, I mean,
When there's,
Spider-Man.
like- yeah, no, I mean in real life though.
No, what they're gonna do? They're gonna take the homeless
Like,
guy
you're
off
right.
the street
Like,
who's
it's
on
every
meth.
time they have
You
these
say
genetic
that-
mutations, it works out so well, and they're like, "Oh, I'm just like super muscular. I look really good, and I have superpowers." And it's like, wow, that sucks when you suffer.
Yeah,
a
I
major
imagine Rick and
mutation.
Morty whenever like they all turned into bug people.
Oh yeah, that's more so what it
That's
would
what
be
I
like.
imagine of like a Cronenberg shit.
Yeah.
Only good bug's a dead bug. Starship Troopers, all right.
What movie is it?
my part. Oh, dude, wait, real quick fun fact about that fucking movie. One point in the movie where like the kid, he like Harvard full ride scholarship.
What movie is this?
Starship Troopers. So I've even seen it. Spoiler alert, not that big spoiler, but whatever. Fuck you.
Shit's
came out in the
fucking
80s.
20 years old,
So,
40
yeah.
years old. Yeah.
Is it not
Yeah.
Super Troopers or Starship?
No,
Starship Troopers.
Oh, I've never
Starship
seen that.
Troopers. At one point, the kid he gets like some full ride.
You
Harvard
saw the I'm
scholarship,
doing my
right?
part. I'm
Yeah.
doing my part.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
hold
doing
on.
my part. I'm not doing fucking shit.
I haven't seen that now.
It's the you haven't seen that meme?
No.
They put, okay, never
I
mind.
didn't
Sorry.
do fucking shit.
But like the first part like that, I didn't do fucking shit is the Tim Robinson shit, but
Yeah.
I could probably look it up. Yeah. But the first part of that, I'm doing my part. I'm doing my part. That's from the Starship Troopers movie back that they're talking about.
All right, what were
I'm
you
gonna see if I
saying
can
about
find
the
it.
show?
Hold up.
Yeah, it's an 80s fucking really great, cheesy but great sci-fi movie. But anyways, at one part, the kid he gets some full ride Harvard scholarship to like I think maybe law school or some bullshit like that, right? And but he decides to join the mobile infantry to fight the bugs, right? And the dad's pissed, and he's like you're throwing away your career for this, and he's just like it's not a career, it's a term of service. So where I'm getting at with this story is, it was my last field op, Marine Corps. We were out in like 29 Palms, California, the armpit of California, and our lieutenant at the time was like, "Hey, we're gonna watch Starship Troopers today in the hooch." We're in the desert. We had nothing to do. He found a projector somewhere, and I have no idea how. But anyways, we had a projector playing Starship Troopers. that part came where he's like, it's not a career, it's a term of service. And I was like, exactly. And he was, and like people were started laughing, but he was pissed. He was like, "Shut the fuck up, Halsey, fucking shitbag." And I'm just like, oh man,
dude, that's a skit scene right there. Like y'all are like putting on stuff, everyone just gather around. He's like, exactly. He's like,
Like,
shut the fuck up.
I'm sorry, but the irony of it is that he wanted to play this movie as a moto thing, but the whole point of that movie is that like the military is a fucking lie. It's propaganda, you know. So, and I was like, yep. And then he got mad at
this
it.
guy's
I'm like, you put on the
facts.
movie, bro. I didn't do it. You're literally
everyone
the
feeling a little
commander.
bit more
I can't
motivated?
fucking tell you no. Yeah.
Looks at Everett, turns it off.
Yeah,
So
right.
we all feeling a little bit better about ourselves today.
You
haven't
it's
seen this
possible
video?
that someone recommended the movie.
There's no
Maybe.
sound, but like.
I'm doing. Yeah.
It's Tim Robinson.
I'm not doing
didn't do
fucking
fucking
shit. I'm doing. Wait, can you go back? Can you replay that real quick?
Yeah.
I'm doing my part. I'm doing my part. I'm doing my part.
I
I'm
didn't
not
do
doing
fucking shit.
All right, I'm sorry.
Tim Robinson
All right.
is a genius. I love
Go
that.
back. I just wanted to do that.
That
for
Tim
fun.
Robinson
Yeah.
shit is fucking
Okay, yeah, so
hilarious.
y'all
If
know
y'all
who
haven't
he
seen
is,
that
right?
shit, y'all gotta see that shit for sure.
Yeah, because he's showing them memes now, right?
I keep
Sorry.
Put it in his
talking
mouth.
myself on this
No, I
goddamn
like to be on top of
fucking
you, Cole. So he's showing them memes now, right? And like people are like, oh, that one dude from the memes, but it's Cole. Come on.
Oh, come on.
It's like that one dude from
Cole.
the memes, right? But I'm like, no,
Cole,
this
suck
guy has been
him.
big, bro. But I'm just saying, it's just funny how he's starting to be the meme guy because of his show. It's just like, no, dude, this guy's a show. You know, and but do y'all know the origin of his show?
Of Tim Robinson's show?
Yeah, yeah.
No.
So, real quick, 'cause it won't be long. So he was, I think he was an SNL writer or something. All of his skits got rejected. So the rejected skits he took and brought it to Netflix as his own show, and that's what he made. And they're
For real?
yeah.
SNL sucks. Yeah, I've seen the show. I didn't know that was like rejected SNL. No, I was sitting there showing Shelby the other day, and she was just like, "This is so hard to watch," because she hates watching like secondhand and embarrassing things. And a lot of his skits are like, you're like,
Who's kids?
Tim Robinson.
Your mom's,
oh,
dude.
yeah. I don't know. Some of them are pretty funny.
No, they're all funny.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like when they're in the restaurant, and he's like,
Metalloid
"Can you go
Maniac?
tell her?" He's like, "Can you go tell her that she's supposed to share the fucking."
Oh my
The
god!
nachos.
It's like, and then the dude, the waiter does it. What's funny about the skits is they're so ridiculous, but the uncanny logic ends up playing out. You know,
Yeah.
like, oh dude.
She just gets mad. She's like, "Did you just
Yeah.
tell the waiter to tell me that?" He's like, "What?
Yeah.
What?" Yeah, if you haven't, go check out Tim Robinson. That shit is
Yeah.
fucking
Great,
great A,
funny
hilarious. That's
But,
crazy though. SNL does suck though. I'm not gonna lie. They went downhill so
They
hard.
just now, like, I feel like when I watch their older episodes, like the old ones, like when we watched because our parents watched
More
them and
cowbell,
made us
more
watch it, you know what I
cowbell
mean?
type shit.
Yeah,
we need more
like
cowbell
shit that we
Will
had to get
Ferrell.
shown, but like it really didn't get funnier than that.
Oh, I mean,
Like, it pretty much just flatlines.
but it goes back to what we were saying. Like when you look at peak comedy movies, like it's all a lot of those actors are those people. You know, a lot of the actors in those movies were from SNL. Now you look at SNL, you're like, who? You name one person other than Keenan Thompson and maybe Colin Jost and what's his name, Michael
J.
Michael Shea.
I feel like that's three
wait.
people though. That's kind of like.
Yeah, but like they've been on
Yeah,
the
but I
show
don't know,
for.
the current people that just got here
And-
recently. I have no idea.
And the thing is,
I
Keenan
don't
Thompson has been
watch
writing for that show for so
SNL.
long, and honestly, his comedy's gotten worse over time.
I don't watch SNL to be fair, so I'm not gonna sit here and.
I used to watch quite a few skits, and they were pretty bad.
Yeah, I don't watch, like, I watched them back in the day when I was a kid because that's what my parents watched type thing, and like I remember it was funny, but I don't keep type thing, you know.
It's not, I don't think it's bad. I'm just saying I can't confirm or deny your point.
Oh, I would watch precisely. That's fair. I would.
What if
actually.
we're getting old and it's not the new humor?
Or what if?
Think about that.
What
It's
if
not,
we're
it's
just
not the kids'
realizing
sense of
that?
humor. You think they're watching SNL?
No, but you know,
I
don't know.
I think we just have gotten to. I don't know. There is like a certain.
Fuck no. Hell no. The kids. You think the kids
Y'all
are like,
can
oh
see-
shit, that skit was killer.
I think there is a threshold though, like that you
Fuck
do
no.
cross as a comedy fan, where it's like, you you're not really that impressed by the shit that comes on TV. You do either have to do your research on like comedians doing sets, or you have to actually go to live shows.
It's just like
find
skits are better
funny
found
comedians.
on YouTube and shit. You know what I mean? I mean,
Uh,
not just
yes.
comedians, because it's just like because it's like they have more like reign to do what they want rather
To
than
a degree, yeah.
it
But
ra-
it's also they're like most of the people. What I'm trying to say is most of the mainstream artists aren't really doing like that. They aren't doing skits that are really that great.
Where am I? SNL cast is not even mainstream artists. Like
Some
they're
of-
like, who the fuck? You
Some
know?
of them are. A lot of them are. A lot of them are like mainstream writers.
That's more.
Yeah.
They're like big writers helping. Like, hey, yeah, we could write this shitty skit for the week just to get us through, so we can maintain on the network.
I'll look that up.
Oh, you want a good script?
Hold on. Have you seen the Adam Driver skit where the oil?
No,
He's like an oil tycoon guy.
no.
It's like what is it, like career day? Like, so all the dads come to the classroom to explain their career.
That one's
And
funny.
yeah,
That one's
that's Adam
funny. Or Pete
Driver.
Davidson, yeah,
and
Pete
he's-
Davidson. That one is funny.
Okay, that is funny.
All right,
That
so
one is
you
good.
got
That one is good.
So
I'll give you
obviously
that.
They
Michael
have
Che,
him out there.
Colin
It's
Jost,
just not very frequent. But that was honestly a long time
Mikey
ago.
Day. He used to be on fucking.
What's the dude with the
Wildin' Out.
glasses? I don't know if he's still on
he's
there.
kind of funny.
The guy with
He
the,
is funny.
the guy with the glasses. He used to make skits back in his own skits too. Like there's the one Kyle, and there's the one called Kyle.
Bowen Yang.
No, that's not.
Wait.
But he also made a skit where he's like talking about smoke. He's like, "You want to smoke that derp, derp, smoke derp, derp, skirt, derp," and
The
then it's like
ginger dude with the glasses.
he might be. What, say the name.
James Austin Johnson.
That's not him. No. But this dude also like
It's a really beautiful.
James Austin Johnson.
All right, you shut the fuck up, you white
Yeah, it
person.
Nah, I got you. I'm about to.
That's a beautiful name. You should
It's-
fucking
it
think
was
about
so-
naming your nephew that.
It was so dignified. It was like,
Shut the
it
fuck
reminded me
up.
of like George Washington or something.
Bro, what the fuck did you just, what?
I will
Really
agree with
classic.
you.
It just sounded like a really old school.
Chloe
classical name.
Feynman, Heidi Gardner, Keenan Thompson. You said that. Bowen Yang. Yeah, I don't know a lot of these people. Punky Johnson,
Oh, you're crushing.
Sarah Sherman. Yeah, I don't know any of these people. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not trying to disrespect anybody in their craft. But it seems like SNL needs some help in the casting.
I mean, you gotta
Are
think
you applying?
Pete Davidson
Fuck
wasn't really
no.
doing anything, and they still kept him on just because they were like, he's bringing in views.
I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm funnier than any of these people, but like Jesus Christ, I thought this was like a nationally broadcast like show.
And yeah, it's still getting like famous people to perform and famous people to like.
Maybe that's what they're relying
Actually,
on.
honestly, one of the best parts of SNL.
Yeah, name the last one.
I have no idea. I don't
Yeah,
watch it.
all right.
I wouldn't. I
But I'm
wouldn't.
just saying that was like no joke. That was one of the coolest parts of it.
I don't watch it. I just thought that's my opinion.
Yeah, dude, that's what they rely on. I mean, I don't know because
No, I don't watch
it.
it
but
now. I'm just saying like that was one of the cooler parts of the whole show in
I
general was that
I
they had the
would-
musical guest every time, and usually they did like a you know what I mean? Like
Give
they
it
do
to
a different
people.
performance on
Call-
SNL. That
call
they do
me
at
out
every
of
show.
call me out of pocket, but it would appear that would make sense since you are a musician.
Call me out of pocket, but
Hardly, I
that
don't-
would make sense if the jokes are terrible and the skits are bad.
No, I mean like there's
It's
been
like,
some
yeah, I
bands,
didn't
like,
laugh at all, but I mean, the musicians were fire.
No, I mean, I will say there was some people that I've seen be the musical guests on there that I had no idea who they were. And I
Kanye
was
West.
just like, oh, this is pretty cool. I was like, and I ended up following him because
That's how I discovered Kanye
Name
West.
them now.
You better do bop beep boop.
What do you do? Scat performances?
No, I was saying you need
you
more
got-
scat in Maggiano's. We need more scat there, I think, is what we need. I said that
We?
earlier. I didn't pick up on it, but
You applying?
No.
the
the world, we as in the people of the United States of America, to form a more perfect union, needs scat.
in all Maggiano's restaurants specifically. Pronto.
We the people.
This is an Italian-based company, but if
That
I
was-
can get American real
that,
quick.
That was actually from Pineapple Express, but that was a bit from there.
Yeah, you're a Steeler, bro.
Hey, what's up? Okay, you guys like the band Korn?
Pretty corny, but I mean,
I'm just I mean, like
It's
he literally-
calm.
when he does that, he's like boom, he does that thing. He's basically doing metal scat.
That's funny.
metal scat.
It's calm. It's
That's
got
like
juice.
him saying a hot dog is basically a taco.
Honestly, everyone who listens to Korn from now on, just think of it as metal scat. When you say when I hear scat, I think of like shit now for some reason.
I gotta make random
So that-
noises. I'm a freak on a leash.
That's metal scat.
A freak on, yeah, I'm just a freak on a leash.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Dude, honestly. Korn, dude. Jesus. On and off.
All
the
right, so
cob.
back to readjusting from the military.
oh yeah, to the original cover. Oh yeah, that's right.
So
you have some good CBD, bud.
So
Some good
back to the original question.
Croissant.
How did life go after military?
How did life go?
Whoever's
Back.
Honestly, this has been a really good pod, but I apologize to anyone listening who's like, what the fuck? They're like that CBD really got him.
It's pretty.
This is why we got
I think
prescribed
we got
amphetamines when we were 8.
I
Because
think we
have
got a
ADHD
good batch.
clearly.
I think we got a good batch of CBD.
Yeah, a good batch of CBD, dude. That's crazy, man.
Go
Wow.
talk to our local shaman about what they've done to us.
See.
I mean, but so honestly, just very complex question. How much have I answered R2?
Quite a bit.
Kinda
How much have I
gave me-
answered?
No. Honestly, like I'm not trying to answer your question, the but I just need to readjust on it because we kind of went on.
So probably,
Trying to see if
I
you
think,
know what you're talking about.
I think
Back
we're
to you, Cotton.
fuck off. I think where we're at in the question is kind of like I think we kind of got what your adjustment was at getting into the military. So once you came back, like where was your mind at, and how did you kind of get to where you're at today, type shit.
Okay, cool.
How'd
So
you
now-
readjust? Yeah,
alright,
like
so we addressed the
civilians when you were like,
Yeah.
these civilians.
Yeah.
Damn
those
fucking.
damn civilians. They just don't get it. They don't watch
Yeah,
the Fox
and then we were
News.
talking about Starship Troopers. Remember when he was like, "Hey,
yeah, got
you want to watch this movie?" And you were like, "Exactly."
Got you. So we've addressed enough of the entry process and the
Yeah, you said you were gonna start from the beginning,
the-
and
the
I don't think
yeah.
we ever got through any of that. If I'm being honest.
Yeah, like I said, it's a long tangent. So I guess we've addressed enough the indoctrination process today. So we'll skip to the post part.
Postpartum depression.
Yeah, so when you get out, right, it's like everything. Yeah, no, honestly though, it's funny as shit. But it's serious though too. But it's like so when you get out, right, like the last 4 years of your life's been tempo. You know, like fucking this and that, and like when you're dealing with explosives and shit like that could fucking kill. Not like I fucked up this title work. I gotta reset it and get them the correct phone number. You know, it's like when
It's not like the
shit-
banks and shit. Yeah.
Exactly. It's like oh shit, if I fuck this up, I can not only will I kill myself, I'll kill like 5 people around me.
So it's like you look at that, and then you're looking at people like, dude, you missed a number, dude. You fucking ruined the company. You're like, fuck you.
Yeah, exactly. No, honestly, yes, exactly. Because it's like
And being straightforward too. I think you were
yeah,
saying just
so-
like being like as direct when you come back is like difficult because then people are like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
precisely like you nailed it. 'Cause it's like I get out of like the like not blowing myself up. I did a good job. I'm here for now, but it's like when you get out and you're doing like a bank job and shit, where it's like when you're straightforward to them about the facts, right? 'Cause like when you're doing explosive, it's like, hey, this is going on. This is fucking dangerous. You can say, oh, hey, fuck that, fuck this, right? 'Cause we're about to die. That's okay. Like you're about to fucking die, so you can be very colloquial, very straightforward. But when it comes to banking shit, you gotta be. Hey, so I was kind of going through this statement, and I saw this. I think this number might be wrong. Is that what you think too? And like you have to really beat around the bush, and you have to know ultimately you have to know corporate politics. Its own fucking world too. Whole other conversation. But it's just like
I think in
it's just
general-
so funny, it's similar to, and it kind of goes back to how it's hard to think things seriously. Because it's like I'm not gonna die no matter what I fucking fuck up.
Worst case scenario,
Right.
y'all fire me and I find a new job. Goddamn.
Precisely.
But I think the thing is too, though, like in any industry, there's some type of politics. You know, it's just honestly though, it's navigating that, knowing your personality, being able to talk. It does suck because there are going to be those people like, hey, or you could just be like, hey, yo, like, so I just want to double check that. Is that good? And like, yeah, and you're like, all right, just leave instead of like, hey, I was wondering, like, what the fuck do you want? Get out of my office.
No, exactly. No. For the corporate politics fluctuates than like what trade you're in, especially in the service industry. It is so straightforward. It's like, where the fuck's my drink at? They're bitching at me.
Oh no, you can talk to the managers like, hey, yo, can you do this? And they're like, yeah. That's literally like if you figure it out, because like some people do see the managers like, oh shit, that's my manager. But after you work in the restaurant industry long enough, you're just like, oh shit, yeah, all right. Hey, can you just do this shit real quick? And they're like, yeah, all right.
Usually they're not doing anything, to be fair.
Yes. Exactly.
But
and usually
get me back on track.
well, I was just saying that in the service industry, managers are typically free. They're either dealing with a problem that they don't want to be dealing with, so they're willing to put that to the side to handle whatever you need done, or they aren't doing anything and they can do whatever you need them to do.
It's kind of their job to deal with that bullshit.
True.
It is their job to deal with the bullshit. And most of them are just like, I don't care.
I don't know if y'all saw that like viral. I don't know what to call it. It's like a clip, I guess, of like a dude's stand up, but he was talking about, he had like a chart, like a presentation type shit. That's why I don't know what to call it, because it was kind of stand up, but he also had like a PowerPoint type shit. But he was talking about like whenever you are working a job and you like start lying, like you can lie so much, and there's a threshold for that until you start like it becomes increasingly hard for you to call yourself a good employee, and increasingly better for you to call yourself a good manager. It's like the more you lie, like the less you are a good employee, the best, like the more you are a candidate for a good manager type shit.
That is true.
And then it's like that he was talking about is like then at that, once you're at that like threshold type shit, you can lie so much that you lose all your employees' confidence, and at that point you're a good candidate for, I don't know what the next one was. I think it was HR. And then fucking
HR.
and then going through HR, he's like, once you get tired of dealing with people's bullshit, then you use all of your experience and you just go into sales. It's like this fucking track is how so many Americans use their life.
I feel like if you're
an independent contractor,
you're a
like,
server,
honestly,
just go straight to sales. Why would you go through all that just to not go to sales?
Well, I would say if you're a server and you go straight to sales, it's kind of living on like the same like lack of security, like hoping for benefit type shit. Honestly, if you're worried about like money, just go into banking, finance.
Yes.
yeah, pretty stable.
Like, it's
He's
pretty fucking
sitting there like,
simple.
hey, not a bad idea.
If you didn't have problems in math class, you should be fine.
Shit, my plan is IT. It's pretty much essentially the same route for the most part. It's just stable.
The funny thing is, it's like when I talk about my bank job, my friends and shit, right? They think I'm doing all these crazy calculations and numbers, but I haven't.
My man's doing Microsoft Excel.
Oh, yeah, you beat me to it again. So, yeah, literally, I have an Excel sheet for everything. Like, literally, if I have to calculate people's rental income, it's like literally every line, there's a note on it. It says, look on their tax return, 1040, Schedule K, Part 1C, plug this number in. Literally, like, a monkey could do my. Like, I'm really not doing all this crazy shit. Like, if you got through junior high.
You know what's crazy is most accounting jobs are also, until you get like higher up, majority of accounting jobs are also just, it's just like, hey, can you just put in those numbers for me? And you're just sitting there all day going through like stacks of paper, just like, this fucking sucks.
Would you say that's kind of akin to what it is like?
Akin to Barbie?
With accounting, I don't have firsthand experience in accounting specifically. But my thing is, but also from what I know from accounting though, all right, my bad if this is a boring tangent, but whatever, you got me on it.
It's my fault. I said something stupid. Go ahead.
All right. Moving forward. I'll get the joke later. Right.
I didn't even get the joke, but I love this.
Just to get it out of the way, I said, is that akin to what it's like? And said akin to Barbie.
That joke. I missed
Fucking
it. Sorry,
idiot.
guys. I'm sorry about the delay.
What's akin to a Barbie? You know what I'm saying?
but,
Right?
like, accounting also just deals more with just like financial numbers. It can also do, like, if you're a rancher, right? Like you have to account for how much cattle you have, how much like like corn and all that bullshit you have. You're accounting for more money.
Yeah.
So, like accounting does get very, very, very different.
Like that's what I was saying. Is like accounting is different. Like there's different types of accounting.
The
And like
fuck
Yeah,
is
precisely,
accounting?
precisely.
What?
What the fuck is accounting?
That's a good
Well,
question. too.
sometimes there's people who do auditing and shit. One of my friends, he does the auditing. So basically, he just looks at the numbers like something's not adding up, and then they just go to somebody else who's like, I'm gonna go check that out.
like the FBI.
Kind of. You're like looking at people's numbers and businesses' numbers, and you just basically are like inputting all the numbers and like adding shit up and shit, trying to make sure everything lines up, and then you're just like, that doesn't look right.
It's like doing a lot of the legwork for somebody above you. They have multiple people doing just essentially a bunch of leg. And they're supervise that legwork, and they're like, "Hey, I came up with this answer."
If you're an accountant and we're breaking down your job
Yeah.
like this, I'm sorry,
The
but this
best guy-
sounds
Hey,
fucking
Bill-
horrible.
Feel free. Please feel free to correct us in the comment section too. Okay.
Yeah,
Clearly
that's
we don't know what we're talking
Please.
about.
But like
we
the
never
best
claimed we did.
accountants are the ones you think of when you like work for a rich person. Like, what are my finances looking like, and what
Aren't
would
the
make-
best accountants the ones with the best accounts?
Yes,
I mean, like, dude, yeah, like,
they're the best with money.
Not,
they know how to put their money in
say
the right
like
place.
that. Not even like saying like on a skill level. Just saying like, can't you just be a shitty? Can't you be a shitty accountant and just get a great account and just all of a sudden be a great
That would-
accountant?
So you're thinking more of finance. Finance are the guys who know like what money to put and what like investment account type thing.
But there
But
are
isn't
people who
half
get
of
good
that
clients
guesswork?
and suck too, though. There's people who nail great clients and they're like, "Yeah, I fucked off all your money. I hope you don't mind."
Oh, you're talking about like hedge fund people. Yeah.
There's accountants who will drop you though, because you're like, "Yeah, you don't have any more money, bud, so you can't pay me. Sorry."
Do you guys do any investing? This is also mainly a question for Keegan because I've never asked him, but
Hey,
I feel
dude.
like he probably has. But
I threw $10
guys
in
have
crypto.
any
I'm
money
at
in-
20, so you might as well suck
you
me
threw
off
2
now.
in crypto and you're at 20.
10.
You're at $10.
I put $10
Oh,
in,
and now you're at 20.
but I also had money in other things. So I mean,
And
I have
what's,
I didn't put a lot of money
okay,
in.
no, that
So
was a question.
small
like,
increments.
do
So
you guys
I
have money in investing? 'Cause I do
realistically-
not.
I
I
had
have multiple modes of investment. I have this podcast. I've spent
Yep.
a lot of money. I haven't gained a single dollar.
it's a losing investment, but we're on
basketball-
track.
I have a pretty like fat ass like with a PH basketball card collection, and a not as fat ass with a PH card collection of football cards. That has been a little bit of an investment because I can actually turn a profit on what I've spent so far based on what I have. And then the third investment I would say would be the time investment that I've put into Daniel because I really like that guy. He's a good guy. That's a social investment. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
I'm
understand
out
those.
here. I'm out here putting my places and energies and things in the right places and energies.
See, that's a great way to put that. If I had more money, I would invest it terribly. I know it. No, honestly, I've been thinking about a lot. If I were to win the lottery, first thing I would do is buy a bunch of land. That way, that's already secured. Whatever, that's out of the way. And then the second thing I would do is throw a sick ass event. The second thing, and then the third thing I'd do.
Forget everything else. Party.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would make money back on that. You know, if I did it right, promoted it right, and all.
No, dude, you got to take a sick ass loss.
And then the third thing I would do is probably just invest in a bunch of art and shit. So I'd probably lose some money.
I think art and property, right?
That was what I.
Wait,
No,
so
we're gonna.
did you ask about the first investment ever, or just the
No, just do you have money invested in other than?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like do you have like you know
And
what
my
I'm saying?
money's put in a
Yeah,
lot of places. It's on hold.
I was more asking like, do you have money in Bitcoin, or something like because you said you do, right? And you,
I haven't. Yeah.
I have
that's
some,
more what I was
XRP.
asking.
I have it
I
in
have
Ripple.
some Joe's
Some in
Fat
Ripple
Stacks.
right now.
I have 1 million Joe's Fat
Got,
Stacks.
So I've got money going to my mortgage. I also have money going to I could have put into
Okay,
a
that's-
PSP in the military. I fucked that up. Long story short,
They have PSP in the military, like it was
George St.
special-
Pierre?
PSP.
Oh,
Basically,
I thought you said
it's like,
GSP.
it's like a whole nother retirement account you get paid to. I fucked it up. They gave the class during boot camp. So I was falling asleep. Right. So it's like I couldn't stay awake, and they're trying to teach me about finance. Right. Fucking 18 first. So like even if I wasn't in boot camp, I'd be like. But anyways, but I was tired too,
How'd it get you?
and they were like, do you want to buy into this? I was like, oh this. They're like, you can do it later. I'm like, all right. And later never came. So and whatever, but nonetheless, I have bigger investments in the way. Yeah.
That's a positive.
You don't have your money in anything.
No. So I have my money into a 401k. That's matched.
But
by
like
my
any like
employer.
investments, like do you have anything in like any stocks or cryptocurrency?
No stocks. I have money, like I said, 401k in the mortgage right now.
In any like businesses, small businesses you might believe in?
I don't have enough capital for that.
Like
Well-
Fine and Dandy, you know, you could invest in. Yeah, I think that's a good business to invest in.
I really think I am, not in the way that.
Yeah, not in the
I'm gonna
financial.
invest stocks, but more so I would love life.
He's like, I'm already kind of invested. I let you guys use my lever all the time.
No, but honestly, like no, like well, yes, no, yeah.
All the time I could have dick and butt. It's like
know.
he's over there just recording podcasts and fuck.
Every Wednesday night, I'm like, oh, he's with Josh and Daniel. Fuck them, they're assholes.
He's gonna come home smelling like them.
Yeah.
Not like your dog's.
Sound like Orion's ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but no.
Yeah, no, I think-
Sorry, but I don't mean to cut you off. But I'm gonna cut you off because like one of the main reasons why I went on this podcast today. So cool. Beginning of great things. Like I'm telling you, y'all apply to this right now. Y'all keep doing. And I see a very great humble beginning. I want to be a part of it. Thank y'all for letting me come on.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Oh, we're
I'll
glad
let
to
you
have.
proceed.
Yeah, we're glad. Woo! Now we're glad to have you on it. We want, if you want to help us, honestly, it's been crazy to watch it. Like build. I mean, anyone who's watched us too has probably been like, holy shit! Like from like each set to where we started. Honestly, adding Cole and then eventually adding you to the project would be sick as fuck too. I mean, it would be fucking amazing. I mean, we've all supported each other too. Like I've thrown shows and had y'all on the bill as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's fucking. Talk a little bit louder.
Oh yeah, no, exactly. And and what's cool about that, and I think what y'all understand too, it's like, cause like y'all know me, I'm a part of the local hustle, I guess if you give it a fucking name, right? Like I'm in a local band. I was in a local band, and I'm like starting a new project with Cole right now, and I understand the hustle and what it is to like have like this great idea, but you have no idea how the fuck to go about it, but you're just trying your best.
Oh, dude.
But the thing is, you have to start somewhere. And when I see something like this, I'm like, this is badass. I have to be a part of this. Cause I know it's gonna get somewhere because these people are awesome, amazing, and they get. Go ahead.
That I feel like you hit a nail on the head right there, because like when it comes to projects like this, I feel like that is really the hard part. It's like, where do you start? You know what I mean? Like how do you go about it? Like how I don't know. I've never done this. You're just doing it from the beginning, like starting from bottom up, trying to build this structure. Like something that you're trying to do. And that is like that. I would say that you hit the nail on the head. That's the hardest part. Is like, where do you start? Like, how do you get it going? Because it's almost like if you have the momentum going, it almost seems like okay, it should be easy after that. After the momentum starts, and the thing is lifted off the ground already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but it's just just the beginning.
Especially
it's tough to even to think about starting because.
Yeah, we had no idea where to start.
Yeah, and sorry, I can see something to say, but
Oh, go for it.
like, but that's the thing too.
Pee pee poo poo.
Why? Oh, pee pee poo poo. But this is why this is why I like this shit. 'Cause my thing is, normal people don't do stuff like this. Normal people don't fucking make their dinner table in their fucking living room this awkward angle for their podcast, right?
Yeah.
Normal people like me and Cole don't just play music in front of people. like we don't know what the fuck to do. We're trying our best, right?
Mhm.
And it's I see that I'm like, oh yeah, these motherfuckers are real and they fucking want it, and because they want it, they're gonna get it as long as they're persistent. I can tell you're gonna be persistent.
That's the
you know
thing,
what I'm saying?
man. That's
It's
the thing that's
it's so
hardest.
tough. Hardest part. Go on.
The
I'm done now.
consistency, man. The consistency of trying to like put all the things that require, like, you can't not go to work. You can't not see your family. You can't not take care of your pets or kids or whatever situation that you're in. There's obligations that you have. There's priorities that you have set. So to be able to find or even carve out the time to be able to pursue the thing that you love doing, whether it's a musical career or podcasting or even poetry or whatever art that you may enjoy pursuing, it's not just hard to be an artist, it's hard to find time to be an artist, because you do have to survive and you have to live, you have to exist, and that's costs money.
But like, see, the thing is too. I mean, you could just be an artist, but like seeing your vision through, you know what I mean? Actually, like seeing that vision that you have through, it's a whole. Like you could just be like, I'm doodling or having time to do the art, right? But if you want to see, like, if you have a vision in your mind, you want to see that through. That takes so much more work in a way, and it's like really seeing that through. That is like stressful part, like where it comes into play, where you're like, I have work and I have school or whatever you have at the moment, family, friends. And it's just like one of those, like for me, it's overwhelming at times. You know what I mean? Like when you have so many projects, you're like I want to do all these things to have this video, and you're constantly busy. And when you want to put your energy, all of your energy into everything, it's almost impossible. You're 100% into everything at all the time.
It's, I think from my psychology class, like you literally only have power.
Talk a little bit louder.
You
Not picking
only
up as
have-
strong as it was.
You only have like what was I saying? But it's not only like in the like art forms and everything, it's just like you only have this so much power in general. So it's like if you're somebody that's wanting to start a business too, you know, or create a business from the ground up, like, you know, not just art, but like do something like that, you know. Like you have a, you know, an invention or a product you're trying to sell. It's like all of those, it's like you're trying to raise something out of nothing. Right. You know, which is, you know, it's like, and I mean, I guess you're doing that with a lot of different things throughout life, but when you're really trying to create a brand name or something like that, it's like hard because there's like no key to success to it that you've really seen. It's like you can go look stuff up and people act like they have the answer, but it's like, you're kind of like, okay, yeah, they probably know what they're talking about, but I've seen it work so many different ways for so many different people. Like there's no rule book to it, so it's
Yeah, I
like
think that's a
you're just
beautiful
kind of
thing.
like grabbing in the dark, you know. But it is a beautiful part about it.
It's
you
the
know?
idea that you can't.
That's
run,
art.
You can't run from failure. You have to understand that it's going to happen, and you have to exist in your own failures. Every artist and every inventor, every person that has been an innovator of their time has had failures that led them to the thing that they're remembered for.
Yeah.
And not to say that every person that's doing or trying the thing that they want to do has to be remembered for what they're trying to do. But that should be the mentality. The mentality is that you want to do your best.
Enjoying the grabbing in the dark and enjoying that part of it. That, you know, like I have no idea, but that's kind of like going skydiving or something, but like less intense in the moment and more of a long-term intense. You know what I mean? Like a different kind of thing. Like you're just grasping in the dark for something that you don't know is gonna happen, but you really hope it does, or you find something.
Yeah.
Or
But I
else you're
think
just gonna keep stumbling around.
Yeah, but I also think it's not just because I've been having this conversation a lot. Is everyone is at a point where it's like get something out of it, right? But what does getting something out of it mean? You know, like art is. I personally think about expression, about reaching out to people. It's about like being able, like once again, like you know whatever your vision artistically is, and you know sometimes it's like, oh, I gotta have this number of people who like my stuff or like this amount of money that I'm making, or else it's not what I want it to be, right? And I don't know, gotten to a point where like, because it honestly what like kind of got me was like, so Spotify does their rap, and it shows. Did you get yours?
I did, yeah.
For Which Evil?
No. Oh, no, I haven't even looked at that.
Okay, see, yeah, okay.
I thought you were talking about like the individual ones.
No. So Spotify rap for artists gives you like stats, how many streams you had, how many countries you hit, whatever, all that stuff.
You say, well, I don't know if I need to look at that, but all right, I appreciate it.
But damn, but like the thing is, anyways, like where people are posting it, and some people are like, oh yeah, you should be proud of your work. I'm like, okay, at what point is it? Are we boiling it down to numbers? Is that like how we are all measuring our success now, or is your success as an artist measured by your craft and like how many people you've been able to? Not how many people have listened, because Spotify numbers can be fabricated. There's bots, there's computers. It's like cool. You look at the numbers, like it does feel good, but it's also like we've kind of brainwashed ourselves in a way to look at those things, and constantly just be valuing ourselves based off the numbers rather than like art is like you look at it, you feel something, or when you make it, you feel something. You know what I mean? And you should value yourself based off of like your progression as an artist. Like, okay, I've gotten better, or like I've learned to work this avenue a little bit better. I've learned how to do these things better. Like even if it's just working the industry, like I've learned how to work with people a little bit better. And it's draining to an extent, but like those are the things that I feel like as an artist, you're like, damn, I've really made that progress in a lot of areas of my life and my art, rather than being like, yeah, dude, I really am successful because because my streams are so much. Look at me, dude. My ticket sales are crazy. It's like, is that what you're doing it for? I mean, which a lot of our musicians and shit do.
The only thing I was, and I know Keegan wants to say something, but the only thing I was thinking of was, I mean, so many artists get famous after they're dead. Like, they don't get famous until they're already dead and gone.
Yeah.
And then they're famous. You know what I mean? Like, that happens frequently, So, I don't know. Like, a lot of those people weren't doing it for the money because they didn't really get that at the time that they were alive.
But we're in a different era now, too.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. Yeah, definitely. But, does that grander thing change even though we're in a different, like, 'cause that does kind of go back really far.
My question is has it changed?
There are still people who get big
era?
after they die, but what I'm saying is, like, overall, like, now more it's easy to make money online, so more people are willing to do things that aren't really for the art. Like, always people have stolen, you know what I mean, in order to, like, be this bigger thing. But what I'm saying is, like, now it's more so like, can I copycat that formula just so I can
how
get
far out do we need
money?
how far out do we need to be to understand like the actual trend? Because while it is easier to make money online, it's the question of like, what do you do once you have that money? Who are you? The person that knows how to manage that money? Are you the person that knows what to do with that money, or are you the person that loses that money and they're right back in the situation that
then
you were
again,
in
it's the art
to
about the
begin
money.
with?
So to answer both y'all's questions, first question about trends.
Mhm.
Thing is, trends are always changing. You can't ever fully identify a trend.
Right.
It's tricky about that. It's like, and that's where marketing does come into play, is because you have to be adaptable to the environment per se, right? Because the market is always changing, right? Just inventions are made and shit, and your product becomes kind of getting back on the Daniel's question.
Yeah, I don't remember Daniel's question. I'm not even gonna lie.
I do. So I guess we'll kind of like timestamp it a little bit. But Daniel's question was on the lines of like, he was talking about the measurement. It's like what is a artist use as a measurement to say he's a good artist or not, right? He's talking about, is it about the numbers, the analytics, or what? And the thing is, it's 50-50. You have to take the analytics, you have to take the numbers into play, but you cannot fully 100% depend on them. It's only 50%. The thing is, if with every statistic, even if statistics like 100% full, all statistics are based off of past data. You can never predict future.
Right.
You only use past data to give a good guess. So with that being said, though, is that's where wits and common sense, street smarts come into play. It's like, what is the data not seeing? Data not seeing.
The intangibles.
Exactly. You really have to take both into account. That fact. It's like, all right, this is what the data says, and this gives me a great idea. I'm gonna use these numbers, but they're not God.
Right.
But they give me a good idea for my guesstimation.
A framework.
You know what I'm saying? But you always, no matter how foolproof your data is, I feel like you always need to account for unaccounted variables just a little bit.
You can't.
Yep. Go right ahead. And Daniel, just to really recap on it, so I answered your question directly about your like, hey, what does an artist measure success by, right? Is it by data, analytics, yada yada, or this or that? I said it's literally 50-50 both. Because the analytics give you a good prediction of the future. However, all statistics are based off of past data, and you can never predict the future fully. And now Cole is gonna expand onto what I said.
I was gonna say too though, like like also
Yeah, fuck Cole.
like it. Yeah, no, I'm gonna let Cole talk. But what I wanted to say was, it's like my point also is being as like as an artist, like
Bless you. Big bless you vibes.
I get analytics are
3-piece.
important because you're
No
the trends
soda.
and shit. But like, are you truly making the art based off of like your feeling and what it is? I like it's also like that capitalistic feeling because it's like that's what I was saying. It's like capitalism got so much to a point. It's like we gotta turn our hobbies into a fucking business. You know what I mean? Which don't get me wrong. Like it is cool to have multiple streams of income, especially when prices are rising. Eventually, the middle class is gonna deteriorate. But it's important to have those multiple streams of income so that you could just survive life and hopefully afford your food and have a home for your family potentially if you're lucky.
All right, this is an economics podcast now. Let's go.
But it's one of those things where it's like hobbies are just like we're all like we have to make it into a money thing where it's like can it just be purely be something that's for the artistic being. I want to express this thing and I want people to be able to look at it.
So that that's so I can still go off that. I think what it is that I think we were talking about trends, right? Something has to start trends, and I think trends respond really well to people that are doing original things that or as close as you can get to not having been done before. Because they say there's not really any original musical idea. We're all just feeding off the other. Like, of course,
a lot of them are now.
Well, you can't. People can only make music off of what they know, and they know by learning other music. So, yes, of course, there's no truly original ideas anymore. But that's why I say the closest you can get to an original idea, I think trends respond to that. So I think that's the missing ingredient, right? Because you could say, what is it that you can trust the numbers, but there's 50% more than the numbers, and it's like, what is that thing that shakes up the numbers? You know what I mean? That you're just like, well, that happened. Outlier. And I think that's having the original idea that resonates with people at the moment. And I think that, you know what I mean? And that sets.
You think a certain amount of money always ruins it for, doesn't matter who it is. Once they reach a certain point of success, it's like.
No, I don't think that's happening.
Yeah, unless you're Frank Ocean. I think he's like, yeah, I got all the money.
Well, there's a lot of them that I'm like, oh, I obviously don't like this as much. But I'm like, I'm not going to hate it because I don't expect him to just keep doing the same thing until.
How do you feel about Kevin Parker?
I don't know who that is, but I would say like a metal band or a rock band.
He
Like
knows who
if
Kevin
they
Parker
get
is.
softer as they go on, you know what I mean? Like as they get
Who
older,
the fuck
if
is
their
Kevin
music gets
Parker,
softer,
bro?
I'm okay with that. I don't want them to still be. Sorry, guys. I don't
Kevin
want them to be
Parker.
in face paint with stars on their face and the boots and the leather when they're fucking 60 years old. I don't want to see my favorite band do that. I'm okay with them changing over time and adapting to who they are and
Paul
making
McCartney's
the
still
art
performing.
that I know and making the art that suits them in their time with their struggles that they have now.
Isn't the
And all-
other
you know,
dude
I might
that's
not like
old
it,
and
but like I
condensed?
respect
Mick
him more
Jagger.
for that.
Mick Jagger's still performing, right?
He does.
Stones?
Yeah.
But also, I heard he's a dickhead. But also,
Who's
you know
not?
Did you
Kevin
meet him?
Parker. You know Kevin
I met
Parker.
him. He's a dickhead.
Who's
No, I'm
Kevin
kidding.
Parker?
Tame.
Impala?
Yeah.
That one.
Oh no, I haven't seen anything of him. I've never been super interested in all that much.
Yeah, asshole. Why don't you fucking get with the program?
This guy
Daniel?
doesn't obviously know any musical genius when he sees it, so it's fucking.
It's clear.
He switch it up. You
I
see?
love Tame Impala. I just don't go listen. Like I don't, you know what I mean? I don't have him on my phone. Like I like the music and stuff, but
It's like me with
I just
country
don't
music.
outwardly.
You haven't listened to his new album. You don't? Do you like funk at all?
I love funk. What's up?
Then you should listen to his new album. It's like funky, jazzy-ish, like not as much jazzy, but it's like more funk. Y'all know Mark Ronson? You ever heard him? Yeah, don't know
Nope.
music. It's cool. He's probably one of the most popular producers of all time in terms of like actual production and projects. But yeah,
But it's cool. You guys don't know him.
whatever.
Yeah, we're not cultivated like you, huh?
Yeah,
I don't know who the fuck that is to help out.
yeah, it's okay. You don't.
I've
you're
seen
not in a
his
band.
name before, but I don't know who that is.
Mark Ronson also worked with fucking who did the It was the dude that did Bruno Mars. I was gonna say the dude that did a lot of coke, but Bruno Mars and Anderson
all
.Paak.
did
Probably not
coke.
wrong.
He did a lot of stuff with Bruno Mars and also Anderson .Paak as
What
well.
was their duo called? Fuck, I forgot what their duo's
It's
name.
like 88 or
Was it? No, that's fucking Big
you're thinking
Sean
2088.
and-
Yeah. But
No.
Mark Ronson did do a whole project with Bruno Mars too, like a funk, like the Uptown Funk. That's Mark Ronson but Kevin Parker also has stuff with Mark Ronson as well on the new album and like some other songs. But the new album's fucking fire. That's all I'm saying.
Silk
Super good.
Sonic.
Silk Sonic was it? Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that's the one.
check
I'll
out
look it up.
check out his last album he just dropped.
You shouldn't.
It's really fucking good.
I'm not saying it's bad.
It's not his style. He liked the
No.
album before that way better.
No, I mean, I'm just
Tame
not.
Impala?
No. I was talking about.
We were talking about Tame Impala.
I was talking about Silk Sonic.
Yeah, I was like, I was
was
I was
saying you
confused
should
because I was
look
like, I
that
know he loves Tame, so that's a
I
weird.
do love Tame. You should check that out.
I was like, that's interesting because this guy.
I'm looking at Silk Sonic, and I had just said that, and that's why I was like, yeah, nah. Not to hate on Bruno.
But Kevin Parker has
Mars.
production like creds on like Kid Cudi's last one of his albums recently.
shit, too.
Travis Scott shit, fucking.
He's been doing some hip hop like pop outs, but
I think he has some shit with fucking. I want to. Not yet. Tyler the Creator.
maybe I don't know. Yeah, he be creating and shit, bro.
He is the creator. Tyler.
I haven't heard of him in a long time. Like I haven't heard anybody.
I mean,
talk
he
about him.
just won a award like
He's
a year or
not
two
eating
ago.
roaches anymore, dude.
You haven't heard of him in a long time? He got #1 album over fucking DJ Khaled like 2 years ago, and DJ Khaled like cried.
Supposedly he's been saving his money and stuff and investing correctly too, like not blowing out on stupid shit.
Is that true?
I haven't validated it. Like I don't really care.
I mean, he has his own festival.
I don't really care about him, so I didn't care enough to do the research. But from what I heard, according to like the internet, which like is a very loose source here, it's like
Already,
loosey-goosey.
But I haven't seen him in any commercials though.
I mean, also to be,
But-
yeah, he's not. So he,
like it was actually it's more so specifically I followed him on Twitter, right? And he was like, this is like fucking years ago now. Like all these fucking stupid ass rappers buying all these expensive ass cars and shit, not realizing that they got a lot of bills to pay down the future. It's like I'm saving my shit, and you know him, he tweets very bluntly.
yeah, I mean, he
you
has his
know.
own festival now. So I mean, you don't just throw your own festival if you're like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty tight on money.
Yes.
Yeah, Camp Flog now. His own
Yeah,
festival.
It just happened, right?
Yeah, the last one just happened.
Because
but
he has Odd Future too and all this shit. Odd Future's kind of like a super band or super. You know what I'm talking.
yeah, none of them really do
rap,
much.
But yeah.
None of them really do much
Well,
anymore.
not
but-
anymore, but still, it still like brings in.
It's a
Yep.
brand, yeah.
Yeah.
It's still very popular.
Oh,
brand,
the
very
clothes
good
and
music.
shit. I don't know how much they still produce. Yeah.
Yeah. He's
Yeah,
very
yeah. It's-
successful. Long story short, as far as I know from my very limited, I've looked into using his money differently.
Bro,
That's-
Shaq is like the GOAT in like financial fucking
Yeah.
usage.
Dude,
I don't
that-
even know what to use.
Dude, he just had his own festival too. That motherfucker just threw his own festival
I
too.
saw him in person. Like I was not,
Jack's
not,
All
Oh
Stars.
yeah.
Bro's owns hundreds of businesses. Still works on NBA fucking TNT.
He's
Still,
the DJ.
still
He's
the
doing
touring
huge
DJ,
touring
throwing his
DJ.
own festivals. Like,
Bro,
Owns
Dude's
part of
got-
Pizza Hut.
there's fucking
The
so
fuck is
many
going
different
on?
like chains type shit. Fucking, I think he
Well-
has a part of like Enterprise, like the car rental
wasn't
company.
I mean, when you have
wasn't he a
10
basketball
kids,
player
you
first or
probably-
some shit? Okay,
yes.
see, but here's the thing, though. He-
Very good one.
He didn't sell. I'm an NBA player. He sold. I'm Shaq. He sold his name as.
I mean,
kinda-
not even really that. Not even really that.
Yeah.
He was always like kind of an entertainer while he was one of the better players in the league
No,
type shit.
Exactly.
So his personality was what kind of drove like it. Like there was a whole movie. Wait, I don't
The
know.
thing-
There was the Bernstein Bears shit about the movie that he
It-
was in.
No, you're talking about Kazam.
Kazam, right?
But
That
the thing
wasn't-
is
that's
too,
what
he
he
was
was
a
in, right?
DJ for like 20 plus years, and then like he finally just
Yeah.
started doing like he loved dubstep, so he started doing dubstep because he said it reminded him of like the NBA finals,
Mm-hmm.
like where you're just trying to go the hardest you can fucking go in the final moments. But yeah, so he's a dubstep DJ, but he just threw his own basically dubstep festival. Crazy.
Yeah, that's what.
Jack Space
he
All-Stars.
said he met him though.
Well, okay, no, I didn't meet him like personally one on one. Sorry, my bad. I was in Vegas, and he was at a club, and he was like in like the VIP thing. I was like 10 feet away from him. People were like, "Oh my God, that's Shaq." I'm like, "Oh shit, that is."
I was right next to.
Anyway,
right next to a mosh pit that
I'm
Shaq
gonna
was
keep
in.
drinking now. Yeah, but no. But my thing about Shaq, it's just like,
You said, "Oh shit,
dude.
this one's for Shaq."
Yeah, and where I was going with Shaq with about selling his name as his brand, like you kind of got to look at Taylor Swift, right? Sort of like
What?
no, I know I am bringing up Taylor Swift. I don't fuck with her music personally. I think it's obviously I get why people do fuck with it. I'm not saying it's not my thing.
Yeah, dude. You know
But-
it's very relatable. White
but-
women love it.
Yeah, but
Very
but
important for
anyhow,
the-
she
for the
started out as a
culture.
country singer, right? People are like, and she switched to pop. People are like, oh, it's not gonna work. All this stuff. Anyways, all the music aside, if the paparazzi catches her in a certain like, specifically, I learned this in one of my marketing classes. He was caught in a picture, paparazzi of a Gucci short, like $900. As soon as that picture came out, they were sold out in that short in one day. That girl is a walking brand. Like Shaq is making his brand beyond basketball. He himself is the brand. It's like, no, I'm not a basketball player. I'm not a DJ. I'm not this. I'm Shaq. Great. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Yes,
like,
but
yeah.
also
I would
yes,
say
but no.
With his DJ stuff, people didn't
That's
even
what I
realize
was
it was
gonna say.
Shaq for a long time.
What
Like,
I
he
was
went by
gonna
DJ
say is
Diesel.
you have a point, and that kind of works with a lot of different people that
Oh, yeah.
exist in that realm. But
Especially Taylor
Shaq
Swift.
specifically is a little bit of a difference
Yes.
in the way that like he has always kind of had these hands in different fields, and it isn't necessary.
He was never like, I'm Shaq. He just did
his
it.
persona was a way for the door to exist in his
Yes.
realm, but he still had to push that bitch open. He
No,
still had
no,
to
for
kick
sure.
that door down.
It
type
wasn't just
shit.
like, I
Yeah,
wear this shit,
no.
and everyone's like, dude, let's
It
do
wasn't. It
completely.
wasn't like just like Pizza Hut was like, because this is kind of where I'm at. Is like if you think about Pizza Hut's fucking cast, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like Pizza Hut's cast is like Peyton Manning, fucking. You know what I mean? Like
Denver.
Peyton Manning, Shaq, fucking Patrick Mahomes. Like there's like some goats that are in the conversation here. It's not like they're just like taking anybody with a persona and an online presence. Otherwise, fucking Jake Paul would have been had a Pizza Hut commercial. You
Yeah,
know what I
no,
mean?
no, no,
Like
precisely.
it's like there is like a certain level of like beyond the persona. There has to be some substantial substance in the business portfolio that this person brings to the table.
Oh, your
No,
agent
no,
is.
perfect. And honestly, no, I completely agree with you. I guess to elaborate more on what I was trying to get at, it's like, yeah, Taylor Swift, Shaq, very different. But what I'm saying is, when you say the word Shaq, you don't think basketball player, DJ, whatever. You think of Shaq.
That's
When,
true.
when,
though.
when people say Taylor Swift, you don't think of country singer, pop artist, you know, all this big celebrity. You think of a lot of things. So what I'm saying is them with themselves as a celebrity, as an independent contractor, as an agent.
Like The Rock.
Yes. Their name brings up a lot of topics, is what I'm trying to say. That they offer a lot of things. They don't offer just one thing. You know what I mean?
We're talking
I
about The
think
Rock
that's-
running for president right
I
now.
think that's
kind
just
of,
like
if
a-
that makes sense.
It does make sense, but I think that's just a very like sales perspective because like in the
Yeah, exactly. Marketing.
I know,
Right,
and I am coming from a sales perspective from that.
Right,
yeah,
right,
you-
because
you-
it's
you
like
got
it
for
is
sure.
very. If you are in like say if you live in Hollywood, then Ryan Reynolds don't fucking mean shit to you. It's like I see this motherfucker every week on set. You know what I mean? Like I gotta run his cameras and he's fucking spits in my coffee. I don't like that guy. Fuck that guy and his tequila. You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean?
Yeah,
or whatever
right.
it is.
The clear liquor.
Whatever it is, I don't know what he got, but that's my point. It just depends on perspective, because like
Yeah.
for me, it's like whenever you talk about Shaq, I do think about the basketball player. I don't think about the persona, even
Yeah.
though like
I
he
don't
has
think about
been
the
in
basketball player. I think about the DJ.
So it's just
Okay,
about
and
perspective.
see-
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No. Oh, dude. I'm sorry. No.
I don't think about the DJ. I think
Yeah,
about Pizza
no.
Hut. Looking at
No. And once again, you're,
Said Aaron Rodgers quarterback. You mean not the discount double check?
right?
You mean the ayahuasca fucking guru?
and
Aaron Rodgers?
Exactly. No, once again, y'all are right, and it's kind of what I was going back to earlier. I'm not sure if we had this conversation on tape, but you were talking about like social media and how you're like, I can post the same thing on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or whatever the fuck it's called now, X, Y, whatever. But it gets different responses. But that's my thing. It's that you have to break down your audience into different segments, right? So it's just like you look at Shaq as the basketball player. He looks at Shaq as the DJ. Therefore, like
he looks at Shaq as the Pizza Hut guy.
Shaq has to advertise you differently. He advertises him.
But he also has multiple different streams of advertising.
And he's paying people to do it.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. So no. So that's kind of what I'm getting at too. It's just like
also
that's my
fact.
point exactly. You know what I mean? They offer different things, and that just broadens their consumer basis.
It is crazy. Not to go too far on Shaq, I just want to say fun fact that Shaq also does a lot of shows for free, so he'll play a lot of.
Yeah, he's like doesn't he do like a lot of really nice things? I mean, like
no,
nice
supposedly
is a good
in
word
the
for
community,
that.
supposly in the community, he's like actually a real one. Like he
That's
puts on
what
a lot
I've
of like
only
smaller
ever
artists.
Name another artist with fucking multi-million-dollar contracts and hundreds of businesses.
So he's like he can do it. You know what I'm saying?
Probably the only person that can. Everyone else is probably paying an agent hundreds of fucking thousands of dollars a year to fucking figure out their shit. Shaq's like, I mean, like, I don't need my agent to worry about any of this shit. I'm just having fun doing this show. Like, I feel like that is the portion of Shaq's business. I'm definitely speaking from an ignorant position. I don't know anything about his business portfolio. But from my position, it seems like that would be the only position of his business portfolio where he doesn't have to give a fuck. Where he's like, even if I'm at a loss, I'm having fun. Like, I'm making so many more millions of dollars off of fucking shoe contracts, fucking Nike shit, fucking ESPN on my back. Everybody,
Pizza Hut. He owns part of Pizza Hut.
Let me ask this though.
He owns a portion of Pizza
Hut. I wouldn't be surprised.
No, he does.
He's like, all right, Jesus Christ, I'm sorry.
But, how big do you think their family's like dinner table is? Because I'm assuming they're all really tall.
That's not where I thought you were going with that.
So like, how big is the dinner table? It's just fucking huge.
Yeah, bro.
They all gotta be tall as shit, like his kids and stuff.
You don't think they sell their dinner table at IKEA?
No, I mean, like, is it a huge dinner table?
It's at IKEA. It's $49.99.
I imagine they have really big front doors to their house. You know what I mean? Like, you walk in,
you're like. He
does have
10 kids too, so like, yeah, he's like 10 kids.
He has 10 kids.
Look up
God damn. But no, I'm just saying, like, okay, so that's got to be a huge dinner table.
I mean, yeah.
It's got to be a huge dinner table.
I mean, I would say that people much smaller than him that have around the same amount of money or less have bigger dinner tables for no reason.
All right, 6.
They're like, hey, yo, could you pass the fucking fork? I can't reach it.
He only has 6 kids.
Yeah, racist.
I mean, he's no fucking Nick Cannon, but
thought he was hitting double digits, dude. Just because he was getting doubles his whole career doesn't mean he needed more kids.
What? But he has fucking 6 kids.
Bro, that was the biggest promotion for him I've ever heard in my life.
What?
He said just because he's been hitting double digits his whole life doesn't mean
like, dude, just because he's a rebound machine doesn't mean he needs to see that number 10 in his fucking.
You wanna know what's crazy is we've hit like over 2.5 hours the last 2 podcasts, and I think that's insane.
Yeah, where we at?
240.
Well, this is really like
like 2. It was like 10 minutes worth of time we cut. We're gonna
maybe
cut.
220, 215
I'm
hours.
thinking like 215. Thinking like 215.
I was thinking 210, 28.
Hey, honestly, I kind of forgot what the main narrative is, but we have to do an honorable mention to Coach Massey, Deer Park High School head football coach.
About to ask who the fuck that is.
He touched me in places no one's ever touched me before.
We'll get into that later. No, I'm kidding. He'd never do that, surprisingly. But one thing he said, I've mentioned to all the people. I want you to think about this. He told me one of the most wise things I heard in my life before. He said this. Are y'all ready for it?
No, but I am
Your
now.
pineal gland is with a break. I will tell you. Anyhow, he said this.
Oh, that's what he told you.
You can pull a wet noodle out of a bobcat's ass, but you can't put it back in. Do you know what that means?
Oh,
I still don't. I still don't.
Fucking not.
I still don't. I'm trying to comprehend it.
I don't know how you would pull any type of mule out of a bobcat's ass. I mean, it would have to be wet. I get that. And
It's
I
like-
could also get how you wouldn't be able to put it back.
You can pull out of a dangerous situation, but you can't always go back in. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, and when I was
Don't return to
Dude,
the crime
bro.
scene. That's the
Always
moral
pull
of the
out. You
situation.
can never go back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and dude, bro. So when I was like in my last couple months of Marine Corps, and was like the really new people coming through, and I was to get out, I would kind of fuck with them. I'd be like, I would tell them that same exact thing. I'd be like, do you know what that means? Like I'm trying to put a lesson to it. Like I'm being serious, and they would give me a serious answer because they're just trying to get fucked up. I'd be like, oh, that's what that means. And they'd be like, yes, Corporal. I'd be like, well, I still don't know what it means, so thank you for helping me out with that. That's what my high school coach told me. Like, long story short, and they would laugh. They realized that I was being a fucking idiot. So.
What were the answers they gave you? Did they give you any insight?
Honestly, the best one I got, I can remember the best one. All of them were really random. Like, but the best one I got, it's like, there's things you do in life where, once you make action, you can't take it back. You have to be really wise in what you think about the moment, about your emotions. And I was like, damn, dude, honestly, if there is a meaning to this statement, that's what it is.
Honestly, that's really good.
But I can't confirm that's what it is because I still don't know.
Punching him in the stomach. Now clean up this shit.
Is that what it is? Nah, that's not it. You fucking get your ass whooped.
Yeah, that dude, no, he was actually shit hot, bro. He's a drill instructor now.
He's shit hot?
No, he's shit hot, bro. He's a drill instructor now. He's kicking
Like
ass.
I thought you meant like after that, he took some hot shit.
No, he's
Sure.
hot shit, but he's shit
Better
hot.
brain than me. For
Not
sure.
with it.
But
I'm
yeah.
not.
But no,
He's
but
hot as
the
shit? Is
rest
that
were
what we're
stupid as
doing here?
shit. They were like I wish I could remember. I genuinely can't remember because it was that stupid. But I don't blame them because it was a stupid fucking statement in general. Like, how do you make meaning behind that? But yeah, that's that. Final whiskey.
Yeah.
There was a point at the end also where he's played the most video games I've ever seen anyone play in my life. Yeah. Before you got out? Like right before you got out? Like right before you got out. Like I remember that was when we started talking it because he was just on. I would get on Xbox and he would be there and he would just be like, "I hate it here."
I was gonna say, do you think that has anything to do with you just watching him a lot?
Yeah. So
Like, do you think that? I mean, you watch him more than others, so I think you're like, yeah, more than I've ever seen. I saw him a lot, but
It's like these are hours spent where he could be fucking me, but
yeah, we had the Xbox Connect. We played Dance Dance Revolution together.
Dude,
Okay.
Xbox Connect. I don't know if y'all remember. Do y'all remember the game
is that what they
Peggle?
call it these days?
I've heard
There's a
of
game
it.
called Peggle on
Heard of it. Never
fucking.
played it really.
Peggle?
Y'all ever play the
It's
fucking
called
Wipeout?
Peggle.
That's what I asked. What?
What?
It was in the icon for the game on Xbox
Was
a
it like
unicorn.
Scrabble, but like while you're
Okay,
getting
I've definitely
pegged?
never heard of that.
No, it was like those games where you just like get the dots and then all the get them with the same color and they all fucking
Oh, like Tetris, but with that like drawing.
the bubbles. It's like you shoot the ball and then you try to match like green with the green ones. Get enough.
Yeah, I'm not with him on this, ladies and gentlemen.
Did y'all play the game Wipeout?
Yeah, I mean that was like I think everybody's like no.
Y'all never played Wipeout?
No, not me.
You played Wipeout, right?
Yeah.
With your friends and shit, where you would run the obstacle course.
Yeah.
Xbox. Y'all never got in the Xbox movie theater,
No. What the fuck are you talking
where you went
about?
and you could watch a movie with your friends on Xbox
No.
in the theater?
You could say it as many times as you want, and I can
Damn, that's
answer you with the
crazy.
same
Did y'all even
answer,
play
and it's-
Xbox? Were
it's
y'all?
no.
Yeah, dude. We
Obviously not. Y'all are phonies. But you ever play Halo?
Oh.
So if you talked about Halo right now, saying I never played Halo,
Oh yeah.
I will get naked and wrestle you to the ground.
You ever play the game where it was you were infected? You were the what was it? What was it called?
It's infected.
Yeah.
Infection,
What
also
it's
called Flood
called.
in Halo 4.
We are massive Halo players.
Oh yeah. Well,
yes, both.
explain it to me then. These guys are funny. Go ahead. How do you?
You
play?
remember in Halo 3, whenever you were on, was it Lockout? And you could push people up the grav lift and send them up, and
Nope.
and then the infected would kill them, and
But-
everybody just stood next to the
Okay,
grav lift.
the
It
infected
was
though.
called, it was called Zombies.
Yeah,
At that
yeah,
time.
Yeah,
It was called Zombies.
So what is infected? What do they have?
They have
Your mom.
they have an energy blade from the Covenant,
Yeah, and then
and they're also the color black, which
but
clearly.
then what's the
Pretty
difference
racist.
between them and then everyone else?
So actually, their speed is up, and
He knows you don't know. This guy's a phony. He knows you don't know. He knew, obviously.
Yeah, their speed. Their
speed's
speed.
up.
I think their radar's up a little bit too. It depends on which Halo you're playing. Halo 1, 2, or 3.
You know, it's this guy's.
Oh, yeah.
He did play a lot of games. Or you didn't watch him close enough, apparently.
We literally played nothing but SWAT all the time.
SWAT was.
We
good.
just played
Hey,
SWAT.
I know that we're just
24/7.
getting into nerd in this last little bit of the podcast, but Terminal 2, or not Terminal 2, Terminal. Do y'all remember Terminal? This is
In
the
Modern
Halo.
Warfare
Modern Warfare
2.
2, yes.
Yeah. That's crazy. I will
Battlefield, Bad Company 2,
as
best
much as
one.
we're willing to,
Dude, Daniel, you're fucking
Come on.
real.
Bad Company 2.
Cole also agrees.
If you played that, I know if you played it, was
that
the
was
best
great.
one.
That was
Yeah, that was
great.
the best
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah,
will
definitely.
say, as long as
I like how
we're-
you always
Battlefield 1 also came out
Really
later. It
good.
was really good. It was really
Battlefield
good. It was fun.
3 and 4 were still pretty good. Battlefield
Bad
1
Company
just
was
like,
the
let's
best.
stop. Battlefield Bad Company 2, honestly, hands down
No,
the best.
that's what I'm
for sure.
saying.
The
I
maps
don't
are
know why
crazy.
they stopped Bad Company. Like
Because they
they're
yeah,
trying to make it too serious now. And it's just like, dude, fuck that. Like
try to compete.
Call of Duty has the drama in it. We don't need that.
I will say Modern Warfare 2 is peak Call of Duty for sure.
Oh,
Dude,
easy
but
day.
Terminal, fucking doing fucking what was it? Not search and destroy. What they call it?
Fucking Cops and Robbers.
Cops and robbers, dude.
But
That shit was
I
fire.
liked the aspect of Battlefield because it was big teams. Like we would do Conquest.
Squad
So
death-
Cops and Robbers was like it was like a situation where like you and like 4 homies and against like 5 other people. Basically, like there's 5 cops,
Who's search
5
and destroy
robbers.
though?
It's
Yeah.
search and destroy.
Yeah.
But basically, if you find somebody, you don't kill them. You like you're if you're a cop, you gotta like
Yeah.
you gotta basically like arrest them type shit and like end up executing them. But
Yeah.
It was funny. But Battlefield Bad
that
Company.
shit used to be fun as
It
fuck.
was-
And then like fucking what was it? Jason or Freddy Krueger? No. What was the game where it was like
Friday the 13th.
Was it Friday the 13th? On Call of Duty.
Came,
No, you didn't play Call
no,
of
they
Duty.
came
though.
out with a actual horror game.
It was something else. It was like where somebody was like it wasn't Cops and Robbers. God damn it. What was it called? Where one person was like the killer type shit.
Dude,
I
I
don't know if
remember.
it was Freddy or
No,
versus
it
Jason
was
or
Jason,
something.
yeah, it was that. No,
It was
you're right.
Something.
Yeah, and the fact that we all played that is crazy because I didn't
Those
play
games
with
were
him,
funny
but
as
yeah,
fuck.
We didn't,
fun
we
as
didn't really
fuck.
play Call of Duty, but
But
Battlefield.
dude,
the
it was
big
crazy.
Team Conquest.
The maps
Battlefield
were
was fun as
huge.
fuck.
Maps were huge.
And it's not just that, but it's like there's like a
You had C4,
like,
you would just go blowing shit
Yeah.
up. Snipers just sitting. You had to be.
there's like
a
an
skilled
unwritten
sniper,
law though
though.
that it's like if you suck at being the pilot of an airplane, like don't get in the airplane. Like,
I never did.
somebody that's
I was
good
a
at
tank
it.
driver. I was.
So like
in the
there was
tanks.
that. So everybody was like really good at their job, because people were just like, no, I'm gonna do what I know how to do, and then everybody does that thing. So then when you're in a party with like 5 people and you're playing Conquest, and there's 15 people in the game, and it's like you all are doing your own thing, and it feels so good when you just win, and then you win another, and then you win another, and then
y'all
you go
just,
to
like,
the next game and
tactical.
you win, and you win another, and you're like, we're killing it. We're killing
Tact. Dude, that game was so hard that like you really had to have good teamwork because if you didn't, like, you weren't gonna win. It was so hard because the maps were so big, dude. You would run out, you're like getting shot. You're like, where the fuck are these people at, bro?
Dude.
That's why people hated it though. It's so much harder to like get.
Oh yeah, so well, honestly, the peak of me playing any Battlefield with my military friends is Battlefield 1. I use them like this.
No. He
No.
was laughing at the way I was holding my glass. I was
Just
holding
holding
it.
it like
Gotcha.
that. I was like, the fuck is wrong with you? Yeah.
Yeah, so
I'm a little inebriated.
we're with like we're on a mortar platoon, so we like kind of knew shit about like forward observing, all the math bullshit and all the gun line shit. So me and my roommate would play together, right, the same room, and like we have like our TVs right by each other. And I would be on the artillery or the naval gunfire or mortar, and he'd be the sniper, and I'll give him an ammo crate, which give him unlimited ammo, and he would just spot targets for me. I'd look on his screen, and I'm telling you, I would go like 180 and 0 in games, because I would be in the very back in our artillery truck, complete cover, and they would try to get me with aircraft and shit, but like we'd fuck them up and shit. I'm gonna say like when we we literally coordinated like fucking indirect fire squad. It was crazy.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, sorry, but yeah, and
Flashbacks for all those people listening. They're like, holy shit! I remember back in the day, Battlefield 1, Battlefield Bad Company 2, fucking
Yeah.
Rust, bro. Modern Warfare 2.
High Rise.
High Rise.
Yeah, but and honestly,
Fucking Sand Trap was
yeah, and
fucking-
Call of Duty did fall off after Modern Warfare 2, in my opinion.
See, but on some like super nerd shit, what I
Black
missed
Ops
was like
decent, but Black Ops 2 for sure not good.
on some like on some super nerd shit. The video game that I missed from like the
Tom
like,
Hawks was
early
sick.
from like the early fucking video games was fucking all the Tony Hawk games and
Tony Hawk Underground.
and two the fucking WWE
Wasteland.
like SmackDown versus Raw shit.
Best ones.
Bro, them
Oh my
hoes
God,
were
yeah.
fun as fuck, bro.
What about Jack and Daxter?
Bro, them hoes are fun as fuck too. See, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You either get caught in a conversation with somebody that's like Xbox exclusive or PlayStation exclusive, but it's rare when you
I was
find
both.
both, and I'm both, bro.
Y'all
It's
ever
like,
play Sly Cooper?
yeah, that
PlayStation?
shit was fire,
You know
bro.
what? I
That
never
shit.
had that, and I also
On
didn't play
PlayStation?
the Fox games because I didn't have a Nintendo. The
That
one
was
thing I
Sly
didn't
Cooper
have,
was Fox.
we had Nintendo 64, and then we went a
Talking about
long
Ratchet and
time,
Clank?
and no
Oh,
one
Ratchet
had,
Clank went crazy
yeah.
too.
We had the N64, and then we had Super Nintendo, and then we went a long time before the GameCube had come out, but we never got the GameCube until like a little bit before the Wii came out.
Yeah.
So I did not play any of the Nintendo games in the early GameCube period.
Oh, I did.
And
had
I
GameCube.
played Twilight Princess, like Zelda Twilight Princess, I played it on Wii, not GameCube.
I had
I ain't
GameCube and PlayStation 2. All my friends had Xbox, so I was for sure playing.
I ain't gonna lie, there
all
was this
the
one Pokemon game on GameCube that was stupid fire.
I had Shrek
It
2 on
was- It
GameCube.
was something with some darkness, some like Lugia darkness shit. I don't know what that
Dude,
shit
it's
was, but that
64
shit was
it's
so
Nintendo
fun.
64 Pokemon Stadium.
Bro, that
went
shit was
crazy.
fire.
That was what was in, dude,
That
because
shit
it was
was
4
it.
controllers. Oh my
Yeah.
god, it was
Did you
so
ever play
brutal.
Mario Sunshine on GameCube? Yeah, bro, you had to clean up the oil spills and shit. Yo, fuck, went crazy. But I'm telling you, Shrek on GameCube.
64,
Shrek on
honestly-
GameCube was one of the best games. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Playing Shrek on GameCube.
Honestly, thinking back to playing on Nintendo
Right.
64 is at
Shrek,
this
bro.
point
Donkey.
it's crazy, but it's thinking back 20 years
There's a
now.
hard chest.
That shit's weird to think
Played
about, but it's
Zelda,
been
too.
about 19, 20 years since the last time I played on a goddamn Nintendo 64. And
Y'all ever play Sonic on that bitch?
what I was gonna say is this, bro.
Sonic
There's
was on
some
Sega
goated.
Genesis, and we did have a Sega Genesis.
They had Sonic on Nintendo 64
Oh,
too.
did they really?
Yeah, they had
Damn,
on
that's
both.
great. We had it on Sega Genesis.
It was
I
like
had
'Cause
that
we
hoe
had
too.
the
Came out
Genesis and
first
the
on
N64,
Genesis.
but
We did too.
yeah, we had Zelda on the N64 and Pokemon.
Zelda
And
on
then
the
Sega,
N64.
we had like Altered Beast, Sonic, Boogerman, and Altered Beast was the one where you collect the orbs and you end up turning into the Wolfman.
There's
Bro,
a
and
Flubber
if-
game on N64.
Bro, NFL Blitz, whenever you can spine buster people and fucking like damn near kill a motherfucker on the football field.
No, was it Xbox or PlayStation? It was fucking Def Jams.
Both. They had
Midnight
it was
Club
like Midnight Club and Def
Dub
Jams.
Edition.
Bro, that shit was fire. Midnight Club was like a racing game where you could customize it was like a street racing game type shit.
Dude, I also had the Tokyo Drift. Fucking
yeah,
yo, that
that
racing game
edition.
went crazy.
Did y'all have what is it? The one that came out with the Xbox when like if you bought an Xbox 360, you got
Oh, you talking about Gran Turismo? Not
Gran
Gran
Turismo
Turismo.
went
GTR 3
crazy.
or 2
Yeah,
or
I had that one too.
Gran
Gran
Turismo.
Turismo went
it
crazy.
was that, and then the others. There was another game on the disc too.
There was another one. I
don't
forgot
remember
what it's
game
called.
it was, but that racing game,
yeah,
yeah,
that one.
That racing game, yeah, dude.
that was a good one. I think it was GTR, right?
GTR was crazy.
Yeah,
No,
Maybe.
did y'all ever
Because the
play?
later ones you-
It was called something Revenge, bro. It was like the cars, but you would have to like.
Oh, bro, I know what you're talking about. It was the ones where you like got points for crashing.
Dude,
Bro, fuck, what was that shit called? It was called like, oh damn, hold up.
you would.
That's like Skate with a Hall of Meat.
Dude, Skate, dude, was Hollow Meat was one of my favorite. You would just go and just fucking shit for points.
How did those sound effects go again?
Burnout, bro.
Burnout
Burnout.
Revenge was the one I was thinking of.
Burnout 3 Revenge. Or
Dude,
something
Burn-
like that or some shit. Bro, that shit was fun as
You
fuck.
would crash. Shit, we should probably wrap it up. We're closing in on 3 hours. We started talking about video games and shit because we're fucking nerds, dude. But
You're a nerd, dude. I'm cool.
Shut up. This has been Fine and Dandy. This has been Keegan. This guy, got Cole on the
Keegan's
podcast.
cock lover.
Yeah, Keegan's lover, Cole. Cole Cox. You know, that's
Cold
his name.
Cox, dude. Cold
I wanna
Cox.
thank everybody for allowing me to be here again.
You know, that's his name on my phone
it's
is
been
Cole
great.
Cox.
It's been really good.
Cold
That is
Cox?
probably
Cold
my
Cox.
actual name in his phone. I'm not gonna lie.
You know why though? You know why that's his name? Last name's Seymour, so I just think of Seymour Cox, so I just cut the Seymour out. It's just Cold Cox.
Damn, I thought your last name was Cox.
May I say something?
Yes, please. If you have any message, if there's anything you want to say, closing statements, all the above.
First and foremost, it was a pleasure being on this podcast tonight.
Fuck
Very
yeah,
much
dude.
for letting me be on it. Everybody listening. Also, I realize our ADHD kind of got us off topics, and I would love to go more in depth onto more of the military things in a much more structured episode, because clearly it's a big rabbit hole that I didn't even realize. Because these gentlemen are asking great questions.
We'll definitely have
So
you back on.
I'm willing to come on later. And anyways, I'll leave it back to you guys.
No, we'll
Y'all are
definitely have
awesome.
you back on. We appreciate you for coming on. If there's anything you want to tell people in general, if there's a message you want to give to people, maybe something positive or something that you've learned from anything, that let the people know for sure.
Oh damn. Well, I have to keep it for now. I would love to, as you get to know me more, as I may or may not be on this podcast later.
You will.
You will be.
Sweet. All right. Well, for now, I'm gonna keep it very brief and cheesy, but later on, I'll have more meaning. Really, it's just giving yourself, have literally no fucking doubt, because at the end of the day, if you don't believe in yourself, why should anybody else?
It's a good point. And for you guys at home, thank you for joining us for another episode. We really do appreciate you guys more than you know. Daniel's breaking shit.
I got it. We're good.
He really is.
We're locked in.
Yeah, imagine if that shit uppercutted you.
In the episode would have been fucking.
Hey, yo, but honestly, y'all just try to love each other. It's gonna be all right. We're gonna get through this shit. Keep your head up. And Cold Cox, you got anything else to say?
I like all these positive messages, so I'm not even gonna spoil it.
Said I
feel
only
strongly-
negativity running through my
I feel
veins.
strongly
So
about what y'all just said, and I loved it. So I'm just gonna leave it where it's at. I think that was good.
did it.
Yeah, you're right, because you'd fuck it up.
Let's go! Shout out Fine Day. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll
while
have more
both
to
of
come.
us are talking, you just hear all this static from his mic just fucking up.
Stay tuned. Tune in. Oh, please watch it. Tell your friends. All that good stuff. So we could do more things. Get bigger and better. Potentially throw a Fine and Dandy event. Maybe.
And just remember that the next time that you pee pee, you also should probably poo poo.
That's us. Signing out. Y'all have a good week. Thank you guys.